let's get started. So this entire workshop is going to be 3 days long, but we do have some surprises for you that we will share. And if you stay through this whole entire live session today, tomorrow, and also day three, you will get a lot of different things out of this. I promise you. One, let me first do a quick introduction to Joel Kaplan, who he is. I think in 2019, I reached out to Joel because in that time of period, which sounds crazy, almost 4 years ago, in my thought process, he was, if not the best or one of the best marketers and coaches and agency players in the space that was like, to me, one of the top, legends of cold marketing. When it comes to mass communication, he was it. And I was personally part of a lot of his programs as well, along with my business partner, Lewis. And I can tell you, there's no fluff. He's one of those guys that'll tell you how it is. And it's like unapologetic, but the truth. And I'm excited for it. Um, Really, as a overarching outcome for this workshop, once you're done with this workshop, you should have a game plan for the entire 2024 year for you to get to a positive revenue. Now, from a claim standpoint, revenue claims, all that stuff, it's up to you to make what you want to make out of it. We've got plenty of case studies that are proven that has results, and there's also people that fail from the same content as well. So you have to do the work that's behind it. Some of Joel's team members will also be joining along during this workshop as well. So there's a ton happening. Joel, let's take it away, man. I'm done with my first round of soapbox here. Excited to have you as a friend as well as a colleague. Give us a rundown of your story real quick for a few minutes, and we'll get started with day one.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's been 4 years, man, since we did that 10-day workshop, which is wild. I actually can't see in the comments, but if you guys want to comment on the Facebook Live, who here was on who here has gone through our 10-day workshop that Paulson and I did back in 2019? That was the first ever
Workshop.
educational content for HighLevel, right?
That was the first ever workshop ever built. And mainly because we looked at the accounts and realized a ton of people were struggling in sales and marketing.
Yeah, and I feel like now there's so much value, there's so much content around HighLevel, and you guys have really just taken the world by storm. So I'm just grateful that you asked me to come back. And my challenge to myself this time around was to destroy that 10-day workshop. I want to make that 10-day workshop, which we literally taught you guys everything. I want to make it so bad where you guys are like, this new 3-day workshop is the greatest workshop in history of HighLevel and the agency space ever. So my hope for this week, really, guys, is to over deliver for you guys at as much value as humanly possible and ultimately give you everything that you'll need to build an agency from zero all the way to $1 million. Like Paulson said, is it going to be really fucking hard? Of course. Will everyone make it? Of course not. If everyone could make it, everyone here would be a millionaire. It's really, really hard. But I will give you guys all the tools to increase your potential to make that happen. So again, I'm really honored to be back, Paulson. I feel like I'm having deja vu, you know? And I'm like, we've been here before, but it's not deja vu because it's actually happened. And it's going to be insane, guys. I think the biggest difference between last time we did this, it was a lot of talking about how to do cold email, talking about how to do paid ads, talking about how to do sales. Whereas this time around, I literally am going to be building out everything with you guys. So we're going to show you cold email. We're going to show you how to do Instagram DMs. We're going to show you how to do the service delivery, so on and so forth. So with that in mind, I do have slides to kick us off, and then I'll be transitioning off of the slides. So let me go ahead and share my screen.
Yeah, real quick.
By the way,
just real quick, those of you that might be watching and you're in the waiting room, our Zoom room is already booked out. There's over 1,000 people in there. And and that means you're not going to be able to watch it inside the Zoom room. You are more than welcome to join our live streaming, which is happening inside the Facebook group for HighLevel. If you don't have a HighLevel account and you're trying to watch it live,
You should be ashamed of yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
jump into a quick account and you'll be able to get access to the Facebook group for at least day 2 and 3. There will be replays in the YouTube channel afterwards. Give us a couple of days to post each one of those. And just right out of the gate, for those of you that are just joining us, this is a workshop that is going to go long, and there's so much content. Usually we do these workshops for like an hour and we do 30 minutes of Q&A, and I was thinking, okay, with Joel, it's going to be at least 2 hours, but he gave me a rude awakening that he wants to teach for like 5 hours. So I told him, let's try to keep it below 3 hours. So get your books ready. If you don't have your lunch with you, go grab your lunch, heat it up, have it ready. We
No bathroom breaks.
Yeah, we have a lot of content to go through in setting up your success for 2024.
So we're going to go over how to scale your agency to $100,000 a month in 2024, leveraging the new SaaS model that combines the best of all three worlds, SMMA, AI, and SaaS with HighLevel. So here's what's going to go down. On day one, we're going to go over the model, and we're going to break down service delivery. AKA, we're going to teach you guys how to get your clients insane results with this model. On day two, we're going to go over acquisition, part one. So we're going to talk about how to max out your calendar with ready to buy qualified prospects. On day three, we're going to go over acquisition, part two. So we're going to talk about how to get prospects to say yes and ink big deals. Now, this is the first surprise that we got for you guys. I'm going to drop surprise number one for all of you guys that are taking time out of your day to be here and to share your time with us, which I believe is your greatest asset. So for that, we are going to over deliver and throw in day number 4. So we already are over delivering for you guys. We're going to have a 4th day. It's not going to be a 3-day workshop. It's going to be a 4-day workshop where we're going to break down how to leverage AI within HighLevel. And we're going to go over Q&A on day 4, and we're going to talk about next steps. So essentially, we're going to talk about everything that you guys need to do to win in 2024 and how to leverage AI to destroy your competition. Plus, there's going to be some top secret guests throughout. So if you guys go back to 2019 when I did the workshop with Paulson, it was just us two, and I think we had Omir as well, but this time around, I wanted to elevate others around me. You know, a lot of the things that I know today aren't just me. It's because of everyone that I've surrounded myself with. You know, like I don't personally, I use HighLevel for everything, but I don't personally go into HighLevel. We have a team. We have someone completely dedicated to HighLevel that helps us out. So we're going to be elevating all of my connections, all of my team members throughout this workshop. One of my biggest core values is that a rising tide raises all ships. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So I'll be bringing a few surprise guest speakers each day to help make all of this happen. Plus, for all of you guys that attend and stay until the end, on the last day, I'm going to be giving away 10 of my best courses. I'm going to be giving away all of my 100K a month master classes where we interview students who I've helped scale to 100K a month. We're going to be giving you guys a free course on how to send 10,000 emails per day. We're going to give you guys a free course breaking down how to increase your profits in your agency over a 5-day challenge. We're going to be giving you guys a free course on how to do agency fulfillment A to Z. We're going to give you an entire free course on how to run YouTube ads or how to build a YouTube ads agency for B2B. We're going to give you an entire course on how to build a YouTube ads agency for B2C for local businesses. We're going to give you my advanced pay-per-show agency course that breaks all of this down in even more detail. We're going to give you guys a sales mastery course, a TikTok ad agency course, and all of my top master classes of all time. If you guys stay until the end, all 100% for free. On top of all that, I'm also going to be giving away all of our snapshots from the next 3 or 4 days. So all of the snapshots that we showcase, all of the funnels within HighLevel, all of the assets that we go over that exist within HighLevel, we're going to be giving away to you guys for free at the end. Plus, on top of that, I'm going to be raffling a one iPhone to a lucky winner. Now, I'm paying for the iPhone. I did not ask HighLevel to pay for this. So you guys better stay until the end and pay attention. I'm going to be giving away one iPhone to one lucky winner. I have no idea how we're going to do that, Paulson. So just bear with me. We'll figure it out. But one of you guys is going to be walking away with an iPhone. And then once you get the iPhone, I'm going to make you post a picture of yourself with the iPhone in the HighLevel group so that you guys can see that it actually happened. On top of that, we're going to be raffling a one-on-one with me. So one lucky winner will get to meet with me one-on-one, and I'll coach you on your agency. There's going to be no pitch today or tomorrow or the next 4 days. We're not going to ask you for a single dollar. To enter to win, all you have to do is stay till the end. So all we ask is that you hang out with us for the next few days and tune in through the live if you didn't make the Zoom room.
And real quick, Joel,
Now,
before you get started with the rest of the stuff, let me also share my screen for 1 second, if you don't mind. Because I
yeah,
know
no worries.
there's a ton of you, and everything Joel just said is really to the, folks that already are on HighLevel. If you're watching this and you don't have a HighLevel account, you essentially won't be able to access any of those goodies unless you sign up for either a new account or trial or some kind. And as part of this workshop, it happened to be December 18th while we have our holiday offer promotions running for our end of the year Christmas stuff. So as part of this workshop, you can go to this website, gohighlevel.com/Joel-Kaplan-offer, and you'll be able to take advantage of the 50% off for the first 3 months on any plan. That's happening right now because we're in the holiday time period while this workshop is happening. So we said, you know what? Let's run the same promo for Joel Kaplan's workshop. So if you don't have a HighLevel account, I promise you,
Yeah, you'll need to get all the to get the free courses, you don't need a HighLevel account, but most of the free courses show you how to leverage HighLevel to grow your agency. So
right.
you will need a HighLevel account to get access to the snapshots,
Yeah.
at least.
And we're gonna have a snapshot for this workshop as well as an additional bonus, which you would also need a HighLevel account for it. So Jordan, if you don't mind grabbing this link and posting it in the comments, I definitely appreciate it. Go ahead, Joel. You can go ahead and share your screen and get started. I'll grab
By
that.
the way, I see there's 1,000 of you guys in the Zoom, so thank you for being here. It means a lot. I'm gonna make sure to over deliver for you guys. So my only selfish ask for this entire workshop, take a minute to follow me on Instagram and subscribe on my YouTube if you haven't already. So my Instagram is official Joel Kaplan. My YouTube, just go to Joel Kaplan SMMA. Just literally search for that. You'll find my channel. That's my only ask for this entire 4-day workshop. And yes, this is going to be recorded and uploaded to both my channel and the HighLevel channel. So you do not have to worry about that. I'm going to say it one more time because people will ask. Yes, it will be recorded and uploaded to both my channel and the HighLevel channel. So you guys will be good. If you joined us live, you get to enter to win the the one-on-one with me, the iPhone, all that good stuff. But everyone will be able to access this later on. And most importantly, don't just consume all this info over the next 4 days. The easy part is consuming. The hard part that will actually get you the results is taking massive action. So before we begin, I've got some warnings for you. Warning number 1, this model is really effing hard. Paulson said that I tell the truth, even if it's not what you guys want to hear. My goal is to tell you what you need to hear, because I believe that if I tell you what you need to hear, you're going to be much more prepared to go out into battle in business and win. So again, this is not easy. This model is really effing hard. The performance model is one of the hardest models in the agency space. It puts most of the pressure on you to perform and deliver. With the rise of guarantees, crazy offers, and unmet promises, this is actually an amazing thing, and I'll explain why. It puts the pressure on the product. And if it really is an amazing product, sales will come. Now, the best products in the world share the risk between the client and the service provider. In this model, places that risk right in the middle. And by risk, I mean of the risk of whether or not it will work. So let's say that a client pays you for advertising, the risk of what if it doesn't work. The best products share that risk, where the client has to step up, put some skin in the game, make sure they're doing what they need to do, and you have pressure to perform. You have skin in the game. You need to make sure that you do what you need to do in order to succeed. So what I love about this model is that the client has to invest into ads, but you only make money when you perform. That being said, if you crack the code on this model, you will walk away with an amazing product. And most importantly, you'll be able to get unlimited clients because you will hold the keys to acquisition for your clients. If you can get your clients clients, you'll have no problem getting yourself clients. Just think about that. If you can figure out how to get your clients clients, people will pay you money. So this model forces you to figure that out. Like most things, guys, in life, if it's hard and only a few people can figure it out, it's probably worth doing or attempting to do it. So that's warning number one. Warning number two, some of this info is not new and I might have already given it away. So I did want to give that warning because some of you guys might be like, oh, Joel, like those are similar ads to what you've shared before. Or like, oh, Joel, like you already showed us how to do cold email. You know, as you guys know, I've been on a mission to destroy all the gurus on the internet by giving everything away for free, including myself. And hold on. I don't know why annotation turned on. Okay. And which means that some of what we cover, I've already given away. So don't be like, this is all supposed to be new. This model is 80% the same as it was when I started in 2017. Probably the only big change since 2017 is HighLevel. Funny enough, like it's still the same. It's still very, very, very similar. It's just building an agency. It's just marketing for businesses. And it's going to be the same, 80% the same in 2017, in 2027, and 2037. And some things will change, like the offers, the pricing structures, and leveraging AI. But at the end of the day, this is not rocket science. You're not building Tesla. We're not sending people to Mars. We're not building robots. We're just doing marketing for local businesses and leveraging an amazing tool called HighLevel to make it all easier. So a lot of the info I share might be the same. And that being said, if you followed my stuff in the past, this will be a great revisit and there will be a lot of new material as well. Warning number three, we will not be covering how to pick a niche or what is an agency. We're going to be diving right into some advanced concepts. So if you're like, Joel, what's an agency? Or what is HighLevel? Or what are we doing here today? That's totally okay. That's not a problem. If that's where you're at, that's totally okay. I hear you. I'm there for you. That being said, my recommendation for you is to go check out our 10-day course with HighLevel, either on my channel or on their channel for an overview. So if you literally look up Joel Kaplan HighLevel 10-day course on YouTube, you'll be able to see a full step-by-step 10-day course that introduces you to the model and introduces you to every nitty-gritty concept. How to pick a niche. How does this work? How do you get paid? All that good stuff. All those foundational questions will be answered in that 10-day course. And that will bring you up to speed on the foundations of everything. And by the way, if you're just starting out at zero, I still recommend that you watch this and jump right in. All I'm saying is that if you have some more beginner questions, you can also go back and watch that. Warning number four, we're going to be here for a while, for the next 4 days. So I want to literally teach you guys how to build $1 million business in 4 days. That's my challenge, which means that it's very hard to do in like an hour. You know, I told Paulson, I'm like, Paulson, I'm trying to teach these guys an entire business model, how to get clients, how to do sales, how to get clients crazy results. all that in 4 days, which means that I'm going to need you guys dialed in for the next 4 days.
Yeah.
And it will be overwhelming. I'm warning you right now. It's going to be overwhelming. You guys are going to be jumping right into the deep end. And I like to think about the gym analogy when going through this. At the gym, we have to break our muscles down in order to get stronger. You're literally causing a disruption to your body and breaking your muscle fibers down so that they heal and come back stronger. And with business, we have to break our minds down to get stronger. So if you're mentally a little overwhelmed, it's not a bad thing. It means that you had a great business workout and now you're going to come back stronger. So there will be a lot of information over the next few days. My recommendation to you guys is commit and lean in to it. And most importantly, take notes throughout and be focused. That helps big time with knowledge retention. If you guys are actually focused, not doing other stuff, and you're taking notes, you're going to be able to connect with the information on a deeper level.
Yep.
And most importantly, my last warning, this is not a magic pill, guys. Like Elon Musk says, business is like waking up and choosing to eat glass. Like just think about the visual of you eating glass, like, and you're bleeding. You're just like consciously choosing to eat glass with a smile on your face. That's what business is like. It's supposed to be hard. If it was easy, everyone would be a millionaire. It demands everything from you. It will take longer than you expect it to. You will want to give up many, many times, and you must keep going. And most importantly, you must go all in for a long, long, long time. And all of the information that I share with you today is not going to get rid of this business reality. Even if I give you guys the scripts, the templates, the walkthrough videos, the service delivery systems, everything, it's not going to magically make business easy.
Yeah.
All we're doing, just like HighLevel, is giving you guys tools. Giving you guys tools.
Yeah. Real quick,
Doesn't
let me
just
add a few notes to that, Joel. So I know a ton of you that are in here. I'm seeing a couple of familiar names and faces. You might have gone through our 5-day challenge, which basically is a new initiative, maybe 2, 3 months old now. Basically helps you get to your first paying customer. So if you're a brand new beginner in entrepreneurship, go through the 5-day challenge. Okay. If you are a little bit more advanced and you're like, you know what, Paulson, I've got an agency, I've got to figure out a way to add SaaS to the mix or one or the other, whatever, do our SaaSpreneur course, which is the SaaSpreneur Local Hero. Both are free, by the way. We have our masterminds, we obviously have our big conference. You will forever get amazing content from HighLevel.
tools. Yeah.
It's a mission for me to make sure the industry gets the right relevant information. And we have these workshops that we do once a month, sometimes twice a month, twice every month, and some months even weekly. But regardless, pay attention to all of these. Things that you learn here might contradict and conflict with another workshop or another podcast session. Everybody has their own reasoning of why they feel like there's some strength to what they're
Great
doing.
point.
But doesn't mean somebody is wrong. It just means they have a different perspective, right? So take a break from all the content for a second. Consider this to be like a university class, almost like an academic experience. Get off the browser, stop trying to watch emails and all these different things while you're learning and listening. I promise you, you're going to get a lot of things out of this as we kind of go right into the content. Okay. Go ahead,
No, I
Joel.
like that. I think about a lot of business and the analogy of sports. I know you like basketball. It's like you can have two players that play the game very differently. Like a center will not play like a point guard. I mean, maybe now in 2023, you've got some crazy centers, but there's many ways to succeed, right? There's many different paths. It will look different for everyone. The challenge, the important thing though is to know what you're signing up for. Know that you're signing up for this to be really hard. I think a lot of people get let down when they're like, oh, I got HighLevel. Why am I not making millions of dollars? It's like, well, it's going to be hard. The tool of education, the tool of software are just tools to support you. It's like you have the best basketball shoe in the world. It doesn't make basketball easy. You still have to work out. You still have to train. You still have to practice. You still have to show up and get better each and every day. So let me share my screen and we'll keep going. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, for those of you guys that don't know who I am, you're probably wondering, who is this guy? Who is Joel Kaplan? If you don't know who I am, I'm gonna share a quick little story. So this was me back in 2017, literally 6 years ago. And I had just gone live on Facebook to announce that I quit my job to become an entrepreneur and start a marketing agency. And I thought we were about to take over the world and generate millions. We literally worked out of that kitchen, my first office. This was 6 years ago, guys. Almost 7 now, almost 7. And we worked out of our living room, and we would do sales calls out of my room, like where I slept. Okay, guys, I literally would take sales calls in my room. And I would go to the BNI group every single Thursday. For those of you guys that have been in the agency game for a while, you know what BNI is. It's a local networking group with business owners. This was me getting sworn into the BNI group. And this was me every single day. As you guys know, entrepreneurship is really hard. One moment you're excited, then you're like, this is really hard. Then it's working. Then you're like, I messed this up. Then you're like, I'm going to give up good for great. Then I'm like, I think I'm going bankrupt. This was me. I was in this entrepreneurial roller coaster, just like all of you guys. And we did everything wrong. I'll tell you guys a quick story. For a whole week, I spent a whole week, Paulson, designing this sticker, thinking that if I put it on my computer, on my laptop, and I go to coffee shops, I would get people to come to me and ask me about marketing. I spent a whole week, guys, designing a stupid sticker. How many clients do you think this got me, Paulson?
0.
0.
Yeah.
I wasted a lot of time on things that didn't matter. I picked 7 niches at the same time. As you guys can see here, hotels, Cairo, wedding venue, surgeon, dentist, real estate, rock climbing gyms. I made ads in the middle of nowhere. I literally thought if I go out in the mountains, maybe that'll be a pattern interrupt. I probably read something about pattern interrupts. So I was like, I'm gonna go in the middle of the mountains. It'll have a crazy background. How many clients do you think this
Probably,
ad got me?
probably none.
0. And even though, with that in mind, slowly but surely things started to click. So we got up to 12 clients. As you can see here, I had all of our clients. And we ended up going from 0 to 13K a month in 8 months. It took us 8 months to get to 13K a month. And the reason I show you guys this, this was a part of a Facebook group I was in a while back. And I show you guys this to show you that I was in your shoes.
Yeah.
Like it literally says here that this week I decided to put a spin on it on this masterclass, and they brought me and my business partner to do a workshop on how we went from 0 to 13K a month in 8 months. A lot of you guys on this call are already past that. And this was just 6 years ago. So with that in mind, I also almost quit multiple times. Like you can see here, this was an application that I submitted in January 2018. January of 2018. And I got rejected. Look, it literally says, Dear Joel, thank you for applying for the Director of Leadership and Learning position with Moonshot Ed Ventures. We received an overwhelming number of applications and have chosen to move forward with other candidates at this time. So I was applying to jobs. I felt like giving up multiple times. Even when things were actually clicking, even when we had some clients, even when we were at 13K a month, it felt really hard. Because again, let's be honest, this journey of entrepreneurship is really fucking hard. And with that in mind, we didn't give up. We started focusing on the right actions. I actually shared this back in 2019 when we did our 10-day workshop. We put up a whiteboard in our kitchen that asked, where we would be reminded to ask ourselves, is this getting us closer to a sale? If yes, continue. If not, stop and ask yourself what will, because we didn't know how to get clients. So we're like, let's at least focus on getting clients and allocate energy towards that. And eventually we got up to $20,000 per month. Then I started surrounding myself with other entrepreneurs in the community. And we ended up scaling our agency to $70,000 a month. Now, the reason I share this with you guys is because I get a lot of screenshots all the time from entrepreneurs like you that are like, hey, Joel, look, I just hit 10K a month. I just hit 50K a month. I just hit 70K a month. I just did 100K a month. And I was also in that exact position not that many years ago where I was like, holy crap, I just hit this revenue mark. So exciting. I sent this to one of my mentors at the time, Paulson, you probably know him, Nick Robbins, incredible individual. I have nothing but the highest love and respect for that guy. He was kind of the OG. He built an 8-figure agency, and he's exited. Now he focuses on real estate. Um, and then after that, we ended up scaling our own agency to $250,000 per month within 6 months. And over time, people kept asking for help on scaling their agencies. So we ended up throwing our first event, and Agency Lab was born. And we started helping other agency owners scale to $100,000 per month, like I did. This was the first round of agency owners that we helped scale to $100,000 per month, and then more, and then more, and then more, and then more. This was just at a recent event like a month ago in Miami, where we had our last round of 100K a month agency owners. So the reason I took you guys way back in time is to show you what is possible. Now, it won't be easy by any means. It's really hard, but it is absolutely possible. Remember, this was just 6 years ago, which is wild. And now we've scaled our own agency to 7 figures. We've scaled Agency Lab to 8 figures, and we've helped 109 agency owners hit $100,000 a month. Now, let's fast forward to this moment right now. My goal over the next 4 days is to over deliver unlike ever before and give everything that I've learned over the course of the last 7 years away. I want to break down an entire business model that you can take and scale all the way to $1 million in literally just 4 days, not 3 days. It's supposed to say 4. And I want to give you a model that is untapped and is already winning in 2023 and is set up to dominate in 2024. And it's going to combine the best of all 3 worlds: high-level SaaS, SMMA, and AI. I'll be giving away the ads, the snapshots, the templates, the scripts, literally everything, so that you can one day reach $100,000 per month with your agency. And we're actually going to take you behind the scenes and show you everything live inside of the Ads Manager, inside of HighLevel, everything. We're actually going to show you. One of my biggest regrets from 2019 is that we just talked about it on slides and we didn't actually log into the Ads Manager and show you the ads, show you the snapshots, show you everything.
And
So
also,
that's going to be the biggest difference.
yeah, also just for the folks that are watching and maybe they don't know you, they don't know me, maybe they're brand new to HighLevel. I'm happy to essentially confirm the story that Joel's talking about, because I met Joel a little after 2018, a little after Omir and Marcos and those guys started scaling, and they were right under about 100K, and I started seeing their names everywhere. And I had my own agency, and I remember reaching out to Joel. We were on a phone call, and I was like, Joel, I've got this software opportunity, and I've got this opportunity to scale my agency, and he had no idea I was talking about HighLevel in any way, shape, or form. This is like 2018, and he's like, "What's wrong with you, man? Go all in on agency." So it's really cool to now make a full circle back on that conversation, and now we're going all in on
Wait,
SaaS.
Paulson, you got to
Well,
clarify. I said, no matter what you pick, either one, just
true.
go all in. That's
That
what I
is what
said.
you said. That is what you said. And I did listen to it after like a year and a half of maintaining my agency while doing HighLevel stuff. And then we let the agency go all the way through. But all to tell you, I've seen the struggle Joel went through to get to the point where he's at now. And the 109 people that he's talking about, I'm very confident to tell you, I probably know 80 of those guys personally, because I was part of these inner circles. I was part of these coaching programs. Even some of those guys have their own programs, and all to tell you, it takes a lot of hard work. This is not easy, but it is possible. And obviously, there's margins and things like that that you want to play into when we claim these numbers or say these things. So don't take it all just, take it with a grain of salt is what I will tell you. So what are we looking at here? It won't be just a strategy. You're going to show us everything, Joel.
Exactly. Yeah. So back in 2019, it felt like a lot of strategy. Like, hey, here's how you come up with an offer, as opposed to being like, here's the exact offer. Or here's how you kind of think about cold email, as opposed to being like, here's the exact cold email setup step by step. So we're going to show you guys everything. And again, if you're ready to go, All I ask is that you take out a pen and paper, take notes throughout, tag me on Instagram at official Joel Kaplan. As we go through this, I will repost you. If you tag me in Paulson, I will repost
Paul,
you. If you tag,
Paul,
and actually tag
tag HighLevel.
Paulson and HighLevel.
Yeah,
High
don't
level,
even.
Paulson, Joel. You don't want it. You don't want the clout. That's fine.
Yeah, no,
Tag high level.
just tag HighLevel and tag official Joel Kaplan. Do a video that you're watching a massive workshop to level up your clients, and you'll probably get some buzz around your own self with that. Yeah. But yeah, definitely tag Go High Level on Instagram and Facebook and Joel. So let's get going to actual content.
Yep.
Yeah.
So today for day one, we're going to go over how to get your clients insane results in 2024. But before we do that, we need to better understand the pay-per-show AI agency model. So let's jump right in, guys. Here's how the model works. You do the lead gen with ads. We're going to show you how to do that. But you're going to have to generate leads with ads. You're going to do the lead nurture with HighLevel. So we're going to show you how to do that, and we're going to show you how to add AI. Now, you can call their leads. You can also partner with a white label ISA or have your clients call the leads. And then they pay for the ad spend, and then you charge a show fee. And for us, when we were running this model, a show qualifies as a phone call or as a prepay. So essentially connecting the prospect with the client live or getting them to prepay for an appointment. Either of those two qualified as a show. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in person. A lot of people think like pay per show is like pay per someone that walks in the door. But like for us, it just meant, did you show up to the consultation over the phone? Or if we're doing the consultations, are we getting a payment for the appointment in advance, which pretty much guarantees that they're going to show up? It's essentially a connect with the prospect. And the client is going to buy a certain amount of shows up front. Now, that's how you get paid. So we'll talk about the pricing, all that stuff in just a little bit. Now, why I love this model. And by the way, one quick warning. I'm going to go very fast. If you guys are like, Joel, what the hell did you just say? Go back and watch it afterwards.
Yeah.
Because
We're gonna do a
I,
Q&A
I,
as well. We're gonna do a Q&A as well. And post your
so
question in the comments of the Facebook streaming, and I'll go through those questions. Just FYI.
okay, cool. So yeah, if you're like, Joel, what did he just say? Go back and watch. Now, why I love this model. For beginners, it's very easy to get in the door since people aren't paying a retainer for nothing, right? Or for the risk of nothing. They're not paying the retainer up front for the risk of nothing. Now, if you're advanced, I also love this model because you can partner with your clients and scale with them. The best agencies generate tens of thousands of dollars a month even for their clients and only get paid $1,500 a month. For example, there was a client who I generated $40,000 for in the very first 30 days. And she paid me $1,500, and she paid $500 for the ad spend. So it was a 20x ROI. So it's essentially she gave me $1, I gave her back 20. If we were more of a partner model, imagine if we split some of those results. It would have allowed me to grow with the client and be their growth partner. Again, I talked about this earlier. It allows you to share the risk. You have to be dialed in on fulfillment. They're putting up the advertising cost, and worst case for you, you don't get paid. Worst case for your client, they advertise, they get exposure without the best results. But they're not just like paying you at a risk. The only risk really is that they're paying Facebook. Here's another thing to note. You can always transition to a retainer. If you start with pay per show, once you get your clients amazing results, now you have the leverage to lock in a 6 to 12 month retainer contract. Because if you're telling someone who just you made them $40,000, they give you $10,000 of that. You're like, look, if we lock in a 12-month contract, I'm willing to do a $2,500 a month retainer. And this is going to be more affordable than your clients paying you on performance. So now you hold the power. So what I love about this model is that it gives you the leverage to decide the pricing, to decide what this relationship looks like long term. Again, if you can get your clients, you'll always be able to get yourself clients and dictate how much you want to get paid and how you want to get paid. So once you have a big brand with a ton of clients, and now you know how to get great results, you can also switch right to retainer. If you're like, Joel, I did pay per show, I got a lot of clients. I got my feet wet. I got experience. I learned how to get my clients clients. But retainer is easier. Cool. You can always switch back to retainer, but now you have a big brand with a ton of clients. So you can easily convince a prospect to just give you money and take on that risk, because now you've reduced the risk by being someone worthy of being paid the $2,500 upfront, even if it might not work. So
Joel, just for clarity, do you recommend this for the brand new person that's starting out without a lot of fulfillment experience? Or do
yes,
you,
I
okay,
recommend it. I recommend it for everyone. So I think that if you're amazing, like there's this guy named Conrad, great friend, and he has a 7-figure roofing agency, and he gets his clients insane results. Like he makes them hundreds of, not tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I'm like, Conrad, why don't you partner with like 5 clients and be their growth partner and share in the growth?
so instead of
Now,
ramping up massive book of business, you're just going all in on the best clients that you really like.
yeah, and you can have, in a perfect world, you have a mix of retainer and performance. Performance with your top clients, retainer with everyone else. Now, if you're a beginner, though, I love this model because it's a very easy way to get in the door without having to do free trials. And if you're advanced, it's a really good way to get paid for what you're worth. Because again, you could be making a roofer $500,000 a month, and then now you're still making 2,500. That's ridiculous. Where if you just pull the plug on your marketing, they go back down to 100,000. So you're adding $400,000 a month of value for 2,500. That is not fair. So here's my last piece of why I love this model. It forces you to start with service delivery and puts pressure on product and fulfillment. This puts you in charge of everything right before the client's close, which you don't have control over. Like if the client can close or not, you can't control. But it forces you to make the product as good as humanly possible. Now, let's go over the offer. Here's the offer. If I'm talking to a client, I'm like, here's what you're going to get. No hidden setup fee. You never pay us a retainer unless you want to. You cover the ad spend. Only pay when you get results. We partner with you and are both incentivized to help you grow. Now, really important note, the result doesn't have to be a show. You guys have the flexibility here to change the result. It could be pay per appointment, pay per live transfer. It does not have to be a show. For us, again, was a show was a prepaid patient over the phone. Now let's go over the pricing. And again, I'm going fast. You guys can always rewind.
Yes, yes.
Option one.
Keep going fast, Joel, because we have hours of content to go through. We'll deal
Yeah.
with Q&A even if it's not live.
Okay. The pricing. Option one. This is what I would tell a client. $0 setup fee, $125 per prepaid patient or showed appointment, minimum 20 patient credit. So it's $2,500 to get started plus ad spend. So essentially, I'm getting a credit of the 20 shows. This gives me some cash flow to play with so that I don't have as much risk. And if I don't get the show, I would have to refund it. So if I don't get those, I refund that. They're covering the ad spend. So you're essentially getting them to buy a credit of shows.
So
Option two,
how is this different than like buying leads, for example? Just to
they're buying a better result, really. I think if you say pay per lead, they're going to tell you to F off. They're going to be like, well, most people could generate leads,
downloads
you
them.
know?
Yeah.
This is why HighLevel comes into play with AI. It's like, no, I'm going to generate you a showed appointment where I'm going to get someone to literally call you or connect with you on the phone, or we're going to call them and get them to prepay.
That makes sense.
Option two is $19.97 a month, unlimited patients for $0. So you don't have to pay me per additional result that I bring you. And it's $19.97 to get started plus ad spend. So I give them both options, right? You can either do performance or you can do retainer. But again, now you have the leverage. Now you have the leverage. And you're actually likely to get more retainers this way. Like when we did paper show back when HighLevel had dialogue flow and it wasn't AI, what we would do is we would pitch paper show and people would still be like, nah, I'll do the retainer.
Yeah.
But I give people both options.
I think when
Now
you
it's
come in with an
really
offer like this, there's a sense of confidence that they feel. They're like, well, this guy is willing to go essentially on performance because he's so confident in what he can deliver. I think that's
correct.
I think that's a story they pick up quickly.
Now, really important note, they're always going to buy a credit of X amount of results. This helps with cash flow. I would do this if I were you. Um, I would not do just blank $0 up front. Um, you can also be lenient on the downsell to the retainer. We did, like I said, we did that often. If someone wanted a retainer, I'm like, sure. Like I want to make it, and I talked about this back in 2019. I want to make it easy for people to do business with me, not hard. I don't want to cause so much friction. I want to make it easy. If someone's like, I'd rather do the retainer, no problem, let's do the retainer. I just want to start a business relationship with as many people as possible and deliver good results. Now, here's the most important piece of this whole model. The biggest lever is ad spend. So the more that they advertise, again, now you can grow with your clients. So you've got three options. And I tell them, got three options for ad spend: good, better, and best. Good would be about $50 a day. Better would be about $100 a day. Best would be about $150 a day. Now, most clients go with a better option. And if you really are trying to scale fast and be aggressive in your growth, our top clients, some of our best clients, end up going with the best option. Now, what ends up happening is most people pick the middle. You still want to have the bottom option because it anchors middle and best. But you're also saying, hey, the best clients, you're kind of striking their ego. The best clients also spend the most. So the people that are aggressive are going to be like, no, screw it. Let's go with the highest amount of ad spend. And this does two things. It gives you more budget to play with to get them great results. And the more results you get them, the more you get paid. So it's like you want to have as much budget as humanly possible. The big lever to move here is how much they're spending on ads. And one of the biggest hacks to getting your clients better results is that, like, I had an email from a guy, no joke, Paulson. I had an email from a guy the other day, and he was like, hey, I got this client, and he has about $150 a month in budget for advertising. Like a month. It's going to be near impossible to get results off of 150 a month. Like that's like $5 a day. Like it's just not going to happen. Like it. So imagine if he said, I have a $5,000 a month budget. Now you can experiment, test things out. You have a lot more room to play with to actually get them results. So one of the biggest hacks to actually getting clients better results is not being such a slave to small budgets. And also, I don't know why there's like a standard in local business, like spend 500 to 1500 a month. Why not spend 5,000 a month in ads? Like, why can't you spend more? If you're a roofing company making, 10 million a year, why not spend 5,000 a month? It's just a marketing budget that makes sense given where they're at. All right, let's keep going.
Well,
So
real quick, before you go fast. So option one, can you review option one more time? Go back one slide if you don't.
for
Yeah, go back.
you're saying
Yeah. So
you're
option
saying
one
for
is
this.
zero setup fee, 125 to 150 prepaid customer, about 2,500 to get started. Option two is the standard retainer that we all do, flat retainer fee with an ad spend based on the market, based on the offers that they're doing for unlimited. And option three is basically saying, hey, give us,
No, no, no. There's only two options as far as how
oh, okay.
you're getting paid. And
Okay.
then there's three options for how much they want to spend on ads. Great question. There's
Gotcha.
three options for how much they want to spend on ads. So option one, it's like good, $50 a day. Better $100 a day, best $150 a day. And you could bump these up and down.
Got it.
Um, Most clients go with better option. But if you're really looking to scale fast and grow aggressively, like you said you did, Dr. John, you said you wanted to blow up your practice and double in 2024. So,
So
I'd
let me ask
suggest
you
maybe
this.
going with a
Let me ask you this. So that's about $4,500 to 5K usually on average for a local business. What happens if they tell you, well, Paulson, I've got about $2,000 or 3,000 on ads. Can we still do this model? or do I have to do the retainer?
No, I mean, I think that this is going to get into a much larger conversation. My preference is working with local businesses that have money. That's my preference. I think like if you want to work with smaller local business, I highly recommend the SaaS model. So maybe go check out the SaaS course that you guys developed,
Yeah, the low
where
ticket.
it's more affordable. But if I'm working with a doctor, they've got the money. They just don't want to give it to you. If you're
Yeah,
working with a lawyer, they're spending 40,000 a month on a freaking billboard that gets them nothing. If you're working with a dentist, they're making 500K a year in profit. Like they have money. Um
fair. That's fair.
and they're already hiring other agencies, by the way. So a bigger philosophy here is, I mean, we can kind of pause and talk about this. My favorite niches have two things. They're proven to work. So I see other people succeeding in that niche. And number two, they've got money. In a perfect world, I don't ever have to deal with the objection of, I can't afford this. Those are my favorite niches. Now, I'm not saying it won't happen. And there's some niches that have a bit of both. Like, for example, solar. You've got some solar companies that are making more money than they even know what to do with. And you've got some solar companies that are brand new, starting out, don't have any money.
Yeah.
You've got roofing companies, HVAC companies that are massive, $100 million companies. And you've got one man roofing companies, one man HVAC companies, where it's them and their truck and they go to fix the HVAC and do the sales and do everything themselves.
Yeah.
So I like niches where I can find very wealthy people. I don't like niches where I'm limited to be able to do my job very well.
I think that's
Um,
fair. I think
so
that's fair. I think that's one of your styles as well. Like you like going after saturated markets, being the one cook in the kitchen and just going after the top gems in that industry. That's one thing I've always noticed about you.
yeah, exactly. And I think that, again, we talked about this. There's many different ways to succeed. There's different strategies, approaches. I'm just giving you what I would do in 2024. You can be like, no, screw you, Joel. I actually recommend for you guys to ask yourselves all the time, how can I beat Joel? And for you to beat Joel, you have to think different than me or be better than me. Those are your only two options. There's no other way to beat me. If I wanted to literally build and I'm not going to, but if I wanted to build a bigger software company than HighLevel, I would have to either be different from you guys or be better than you guys. What are the other options here? So I actually encourage all of you guys to, if you find a more unique way or better way or a different way to think about this or do this, absolutely go for it. But I'm just sharing what I would do.
Yeah.
Um, cool. So you want to get as much ad spend as possible. Now, here's how we're going to get people to, hold on a second. Can't find my mouse. All right. Here's how we're going to get people results. So number one, lead generation. We're going to run ads to get new leads. We're going to show you guys how to do that. Number two, lead nurture. We're going to warm up the leads up to show up with HighLevel. And then last but not least, lead reactivation. We're going to show you guys how to reactivate an entire database of leads to get a ton of shows right out of the gate. So even if they don't have a lot of ad spend, that's another thing that you could do. If they don't have as much budget, if they have a lot of leads in their database, we're going to show you guys today how to reactivate them. Now, for the rest of the 3-day workshop or 4-day workshop, now that you guys understand the foundation of the model, I'm going to show you guys everything live. And for today, we're going to start with one special guest that's going to show you the ads, the high-level snapshots, and even us calling the leads and booking them with the scripts that we use to get shows for both Cairo and roofing. So we're going to show you guys two niches for today with a very special guest. And then I'm going to pass it on to another special guest that's going to show you how to run a reactivation campaign live. We're going to build it out. And I'm going to give you guys the scripts for that. So with that in mind, let's officially dive in. We're going to have to call the special guest. This guy, the reason I wanted to bring him on, not only is he crushing it for clients, but he's leveraging the pay-per-show model right now. I wanted to bring someone on that is using this right now, not last week. Well, I mean, he was doing it last week, not last year, 2 years ago, right now. So I think he's on. His name's Faisal Mangal. I don't know if you can call him up. He's a great guy, incredible individual, and I'm happy to have him. He's going to share the ads, high-level snapshots, everything. So his name is Faisal, Faisal.
Yo, what is going on, Joel?
Yo, can you share your camera or no?
I don't think I'm able,
Paulson?
I'm not allowed to share my camera for some reason. Paulson doesn't want me
Paulson,
to, yeah, he doesn't want me to see my face. So,
oh man, is
oh
he? I
man,
think Paulson's on a call. Paulson, are you there? Oh no, now you're co-host. Cool.
there
Can you
we go.
share your
Yeah, you should be able to now. It's because, believe it or not, just like the house annotation thing.
Yo, Paulson, were
Now,
you on the call?
no, 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 no. I wasn't. I was talking.
No, you're on the call.
Joel, I don't have to do sales calls anymore. Those days are past me. I
Yes.
turned the video off intentionally because we've had some crazy things happen on these Zooms, just like that annotation thing you dealt with earlier. Faisal, I know about you from Joel and Sergio and some of the other guys. Good to meet you. Let's see what you want to share. Welcome in, man.
So Faisal,
Yeah,
why don't we talk about like how, you've been running the paper show model, um, and like right now, right? You're running it right now as we speak.
yeah. So paper show model, I've been running it for actually quite some time now. Let's say about 3 to 4 months already. But I actually spoke with Joel, let's say about 2 weeks ago, and he just kind of he just kind of put a spin on it for me. So I actually thought I had the secret code because he was like, "Oh, dude, just do this, do this, do this," right? And I'm like, "Dude, he just shared it all today." I'm like, "What is this?" So yeah, so
Faisal, one of the big things that you'll learn in business, you've already done it. Like the more you give, the more you get. Like now everyone here is gonna be your friend, virtually. And like your network just grew by thousands of people. Um, and that's worth way more than some competitive edge, right?
mhm.
That probably already exists. So
Yeah, no, 100%. And also I feel like if you're just not gonna share something, that means like you're not willing to get better. I can share all this info, and if tomorrow Cairo stops working, I can easily think of something else because I just know I can do that. So you just have to
let's
innovate.
do it, man.
Let's do it. Should we just get right into it? Should we just
Yeah. Let's get right into
Yeah,
it.
let's dive right in. Show the
Fire.
ads, show high level, show the call, show everything.
all right, let's do it.
Maybe start
So
with the ads.
we're gonna start off with the ads, and we're just gonna start off with Cairo first. So first of all, first thing I want to share is kind of like how you start off with the ad. So let's say you sign a client, right? You have him, and you're about to start running his ads. You're in
Real
his
quick,
ads now.
Faisal, real quick. This is for the client fulfillment or client acquisition?
Yeah, we're starting with
Client
client
fulfillment.
fulfillment. First, I want
Client
to teach
fulfillment.
people how to get great results first.
Got it.
I think that yeah, that's what we're starting with.
Thank you. Sorry
Mhm.
about
Yeah, no, totally. So here's how I do my campaigns, right? Should we just damn, I just get right into it. So this is how I always do my campaigns. I remember when Joel and I first started, something that I used to do was I just did income, right? So I was like, okay, cool. I want to get the highest quality lead. I want to get everything. And I'm just gonna do that. But I kind of changed up my strategy a little bit more. So now I do 3 ad sets, and this works for every single niche, just so you guys know. So 3 ad sets, broad, interest, and income. And you're
And
gonna
you'll
have,
break down each one, right?
yep, I'm gonna break down each one. So let's say for broad. But before I do that, you're gonna have 3 ads in each one, right? So 3 different ads, 3 different videos, and that's how you're gonna have it. So for the ad set, and just so you guys know, I'm doing CBO, so campaign budget optimization. So the campaign decides everything. So yeah.
Can you scroll up a
And
little bit on campaign just so people could see the settings? I don't think there's anything else even to tweak. That's it. So
yeah,
you guys see all that? Cool.
super simple, super simple.
It's actually a
And
live
then
campaign.
yeah, literally it's working right now. And in fact, this is gonna be the broad. So you're gonna do this is how I do it. I always do instant forms for Kairos, especially for any local business. Unless it's something like roofing where you're gonna get a lot more bots and stuff. You just want to do instant forms, nothing crazy, and it works. So for budget, there's no budget in ad set because we already did it in the campaign.
Yeah.
And this is how I do my targeting. This is just for this client, but I can't tell you guys. So this is zip code targeting,
Is that
right?
affluent zip codes or anything?
So this is for affluent only.
Okay.
And you kind of see how like it's all blue right here, right?
Yeah.
So what I did, and I just made it super simple. I was like, all right, cool. Where does this person live? And I'll just grab one of his zip codes. So I went into Justice Map, and I've already shared this before. So if you guys, this is what I would recommend if you guys want to target higher income people. I just went in here and I just saw there was blue right here and there was red right here. I was like, all right, cool. Let's just copy it. And you can see it's very similar to the way I have it. It's not hard. It's not hard like rocket science. I was like, let's just do it. So it makes sense. I know Joel and I'm pretty sure we shared this already. We were like, just keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't do all these weird targetings.
Yeah.
Just
But part of why I wanted to dive in and not talk, I wanted to give you guys the basic overview of pay per show, the offer, the pricing, but then I just want to jump right in because it's really this simple. It's not easy. I'm going to say that again, but it is simple.
So all of this will come down to the strength of the offer. If your targeting is this open, this wide, of course you have affluent versus non-affluent. So you basically avoid like the poor areas of a city. But how do we create the result we want
Well,
to have?
yeah, let's get into that phase once we get to the ads, I think.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. So this is basically the targeting and everything that you do, and you can just copy paste this for literally every single client. Minimum age
Copy and
24,
paste it based on Justice Map so that you're
based on
targeting
justice.
higher income.
Yeah, literally based on justice map right here.
Justicemap.org.
Yep, yep.
There's plenty of
The
sites like that that tells you income levels of a city, just FYI.
Mhm. Yeah, and this does it for all of the US, so you can just easily copy it.
So you do
Um,
minimum age 24?
yep, minimum age 24 for Kairos. It just makes sense. I mean, is an 18-year-old gonna get into a clinic? Probably not, right? So
No.
I do that, and then I also do advantage audience. Like you guys see, I don't do any crazy stuff.
Yeah,
Everything's turned on. Placements, advantage placements.
yeah.
I don't do
Right.
stories, nothing. Everything's on, right?
Times have changed. Back when Joel and I were starting out, you had to be really good at the targeting because the Facebook system was not that effective. Of course, it had all the data, but you had to have some serious skills as an advertiser to pinpoint the magazines they read, the podcasts that they listen to, and where they shop, and all these different things by very, very clean, I mean, very, very specific targeting. In today's age, you can turn on Advantage Audience, you can turn on CBO, you can just drop a few bucks and literally the system, the algorithm of these platforms will function and work optimized for you. You just got to be patient enough to leave it alone enough to give it enough time.
Exactly, exactly. And what you always want to do when it comes to ads, you always want to give it 48 hours initially when you start, just to test it out to see if it starts working and start to see if you are getting results. So you always want to give it some time. So yeah, that's definitely true. But let's should we go into the other ad sets as well? Or yeah, we
Yeah.
should.
Show all the
Yeah.
assets.
So this is broad, right? Everything's open. Advantage audience, placement, everything, all of it is open. And
What's
then
the
this is
difference between income and broad?
so income, it only targets people who are top 5%, top 10%, top 25%. So this just like lowers the audience size even more than what it would be. Just so it can, because sometimes what I've noticed is income works better than broad. Maybe broad works better than income. Interest sometimes works. So I just have all three, really.
And you have the
Okay.
150 or whatever running on each specific tree, or is it for the entire campaign or entire ad account?
So it's all for the whole campaign. So it's CBO, campaign budget.
CBO, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it decides
So
everything.
the campaign is deciding where it's going to go.
Yep.
Okay, and then can you show the income you click on that advanced income targeting for broad you keep it open, and then what interests are you picking for interest targeting?
So for interest, it's very simple. Like I didn't overcomplicate it. I just searched up health and these are the things that popped up and I just chose these. So it's nothing crazy, right? You don't have to be super particular with it. Whatever you just kind of matches the niche. So for example, if it's roofing, I would put home improvement, right? Or stuff like that. So I didn't overcomplicate it.
Now, do any of these audiences like overlap or cross pollinate or contaminate?
Uh, no, I mean, so, I guess it would, but let me share my screen one more time because I want to show you guys a quick drawing or something. So let's see. Am I able to share my screen again?
You're sharing it
Uh,
now.
yeah, I'm gonna reshare my whole
If you
desktop.
stop, yeah, you can if you stop.
And I'm pretty sure you guys can see my whole screen now, right?
Yeah. Well, we see you moving into
Yeah.
high.
Okay, cool. So this is how I have this set up, right? So with income, let's say like this is like this whole thing is the audience. With income, you only have these people. With interest, it could be just this. So if you just do interest and income, it's only just targeting this. But with broad, it's really just targeting this
Starting the
whole,
whole pie.
yeah, this whole
Yeah,
thing.
I
So
was
you
gonna say, is that a pie graph? Okay, got it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
It's a
yeah,
nice.
so
tempting to
you
be.
really you just want to show it to everyone. That's kind of like the whole goal of this. But you also
It
want to
would be
see
interesting to test out separate campaigns for each category,
Mhm.
but again, we're doing local advertising. I don't like to overcomplicate it. As a rule of thumb, if we're doing national campaigns with like $10,000 a day budget, okay, overcomplicate the crap out of it. But when we're doing $50 a day, just like keep it simple.
Okay,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
got it. Let's
So
move forward. We got about another hour left, so let's rapid fire for the
all right,
fulfillment.
cool,
Well,
cool,
wait,
cool.
I thought we had till. Oh, all right, we'll see. Let's keep going.
We
All right,
started
let's
at
keep
11. We're already we're halfway basically.
We'll keep going.
Yeah, yeah. Keep
all right,
going.
let's go. So with Cairo, I always use videos. So these are the videos that I literally have a team now who edits these videos for me. But yeah, it's very simple, right? And I'm pretty sure Joel and I we talked about it already. Do you want me to kind of share the video as well? And maybe you can
Yeah.
touch on it. All right, cool, cool. So for this client, it is a shockwave therapy treatment, right? So and this is what the video looks like.
Southern Charlotte area. Do you have knee pain, back pain, neck pain, or just have a really bothersome injury? You should come and try out our shockwave therapy treatment. This technology has helped thousands of men and women recover faster and reduce that nagging pain. This is Dr. Price. He's our chiropractic practitioner and has helped thousands of people in the Southern Charlotte area get out of pain using natural and non-surgical procedures. Here's what one of his patients had to say. Dr. Zach has.
So I don't know if you guys noticed, but maybe Joel, you can touch on this a little bit as well. You see how I said like in the beginning, hey, this technology has helped thousands of people, right? The doctor has helped thousands of people. So it's just kind of showing proof, right? That's really the main reason why this video works. And then I also did a testimonial. See what one of his patients have to say. And she's just talking, 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 right? Hey, go see Dr. Zach. He's amazing. And at the end, I just did the offer. I just told him, hey,
And right now, we're giving away new patient vouchers for our shockwave therapy treatment for only $49. So if you're ready to finally get out of pain and feel like you're 17 again, tap below and we'll give you a call to get you scheduled.
super simple video.
Sweet. Can you show the other creatives?
Yep.
Fast, fast, fast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
rapid
this one
fire.
is just the
Rapid fire.
testimonial. So this part is just like literally this is just the testimonial. So this is just the testimonial of the
Okay,
lady.
so you just did testimonial with call to
Yeah.
action or no call to action?
Yeah. Call to action at the end too. Yeah. So you can see only for $49. Yeah. Same with that. And
And then short, you just did a 60-second version, I assume?
yeah. So this one is like without the
Without,
test. Yep.
I
That's
got
that.
it. Yeah, so you essentially did one video with the practice, the clips, the full offer, introducing the doctor. So it's essentially introducing the doctor, the offer, the practice, testimonial, call to action. Add
Yep.
two is testimonial, call to action. Add three is introducing the doctor, the practice, the offer, call to action, no testimonial.
Yep. Yep. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to break this down really, really quickly. The big reason why this works, I tell people all the time, offer is king. And so that's number one. The 80/20 is having a really good offer. And then number two, you have right now in today's world with advertising, you have to have really good creatives. Like if you actually go into the ads library right now and look up chiropractor, like I don't know if you could do that, Faisal, real quick.
I'll do it.
I want to actually prove this point. Ads library though, yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
And by the way, those of you that are watching, you're gonna see a lot of
Look up all ads.
you're gonna see a lot of
Look up chiropractor.
Kairos because that's one of the
No,
space
chiropractor.
agency. And we also have roofing examples too. Just
Example, like now there's a lot more
Okay.
video.
Yeah,
Or
those are good. If you click on like that picture here, go down a little bit. No, wait. Go down a little bit. You see that picture? Like that is not going to compete the Victor C. And there are
Mhm.
definitely some better videos now.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, for example, like this, like you can't have stuff like this. Like you gotta have the doctor. But most of these are videos. Let me see.
Yeah, I mean, these are all one company though.
Yeah, adjustment, Cairo. So this is where I guess like for example, like this,
Uh,
just a
yeah,
picture.
exactly. That's what I was trying to show. Like that, which is going to get more attention? Faisal's video or this random picture? Like that doesn't really make sense. And then also, who is someone going to trust more? Someone that you're seeing actually actively doing the treatment, showing the office, showing actual videos of the patients, of their clients, and then listening to a client, or are they going to just click on a random picture that says love Dothan? Doesn't really make sense. So it's like right now in today's world, you can go back to the ads manager if you want. In today's world, the creative is extremely important, and then the offer is key. Now, my belief is that a lot of you guys know what offers work really well. It's just that your clients are persuading you to get away from it. So like you can't negotiate with your clients, especially with a performance model. It's your offer or this won't work. So if you know that a $21 adjustment, for example, or a $2,000 off of Invisalign treatment, whatever the offer is, if you know that that is what works, you cannot deviate. Otherwise, your clients are going to end up getting bad results, and then therefore you don't get paid. So, yeah, but the 80-20 I would say is the creative, like the offer and then the creative. So, like the creative is extremely important.
Mhm.
So that's it. That's literally it.
Yep, very simple. And now I'll also just get into roofing as well. I do the same thing. Like it's not hard. This is for roofing, right? Interest, um, super broad. And then I had like interior design, renovation, nothing crazy, right? This is for roofing.
Do you do
Top,
videos for roofing? Because it's a little different, or just images?
yeah, so for roofing, I do more like images, but I just combine both really. So for example, for this client, I did a picture and for him it works really well. So they were getting leads. And for some clients, I'll just go into here and I'll show you. And I have some examples I can share maybe. For example, this is a client for roofing, and this was their video.
Says homeowners.
Like,
If your roof been damaged by hailstorms, you should try to get it inspected and your insurance can help you replace it for free. Yes, you heard that right. It will be of no cost to you.
mhm.
Our
So same concept that I did for Cairo. I do the same thing for roofing, right?
Wait, keep
Video.
playing it.
has replaced thousands of roofs, and we can help you submit your claim and fix your roof once and for all. Click below to learn more. We hope to see you soon.
That's the video.
Nice. You could
Yeah.
even combine the way that I would make that even better is you could even combine some of the concepts from the Cairo ad where you show the roofer, their family, some of their clients, like some actual B-roll of them, as opposed to just random B-roll, like stock B-roll. That could be
Mhm.
like the next iteration of making it better.
Yeah, definitely. And
And
Okay,
also,
let's go into the
yeah, and also
yeah, go
one more
for it.
example, like this, you know Dr. Harrison, right? So this is an ad
Yeah.
that I him. Like for example, this is Christmas,
Nolensville,
and it works really well.
do you have the
And
relief you deserve?
so you can also make it seasonal, right? People would say like, oh, well, ads are not going to work in Christmas and it's downtime. No, you can also just be different. And you can apply the same thing for your ads too. So if you're running
But I
B2B.
would say like get B-roll from your clients, ideally, get some testimonials, take the time to edit it, and then you'll stand out.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. So let's go over the interests. Sorry, I'm pushing us to go faster. I just want to make sure we get through everything.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Um,
So this is
oh,
the,
and we got to go over the instant forms too. That's the last piece for both
yeah,
Cairo and roofing, but let's do that last.
Okay, cool, cool. So this is the interest. This is what it looks like. Very simple. I didn't overcomplicate it. I just saw what made sense and I just kept those. And top income, same thing, right? 10%, 25, 50. And then broad, literally the same thing. I didn't really change anything. Besides the minimum age, I just put it 25 this time.
And Faisal, do you run two different sets for female and male, or desktop and mobile, or is that even not needed?
No, I just it's both. So minimum age, male, female, all these just combine male and female.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. I never ran like separate one unless you're, for example, doing something like med spa, right? It just kind of makes sense to do it. But for roofing or and all this stuff, I don't think it makes sense. You can just keep it both.
Got it. So Joel, this fulfillment seems a lot more simpler than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying it's simple, it's just
Well, I mean, like
hard.
it's
The
not.
hard part here, I'll tell you where the hard part is. The hard part is getting the creatives from the clients. The hard part is convincing the clients to do really good offers. That's the setup is simple. Like it's just like, like creating a workflow in HighLevel is not rocket science. It's more what is the copy, right? That's the hard part. What are you going to say in those workflows to get the desired response? Like that's the hard part. So it's like, yeah. Hey,
Cool.
Faisal,
Yeah.
do you want to show the other ad sets?
Yeah. So interest, right? Very simple. I already showed the interests. Top income, same thing as the last one, right? And broad, same for this one. This is just totally broad, right? Very simple. Um, I try not to overcomplicate it, but I also think Facebook is kind of like 80/20. 80% is just scheduling part, and then the 20% is Facebook because like you can easily generate leads no matter what. I don't think it's very hard unless you have your offer down. So if your offer is good, you can easily generate leads. But yeah, that's that with
Can
roofing.
you show the copy and then the forms?
Yeah, so let's go over roofing first for their copy. So so what I did here is it's kind of what Sergio did, right? Roofing program and um mention what the offer was, what our start rating is. Yeah, it's very simple.
Okay. Do you want to show Cairo? And then actually show the lead form first for roofing.
Yeah.
You might have to duplicate it. Oh, yeah, maybe right there.
Yeah, so for lead form for roofing, it's very simple. I always just do like a survey, right? I'm pretty sure with this, it's more like a smart one. So if they press no, it just quits them out of it. But yeah, so I always ask them like, hey, are you a homeowner? How many square feet? And what's the scope of this project? Very three simple questions. And then, yeah, it's just their name, number, and email.
And the reason you
Yep.
want to ask questions, can you explain why it's important to ask questions?
Yeah, so if you don't ask these questions, right, you're actually going to get lower quality leads. And sometimes you're also going to get bots as well, or people on the phone, they're going to say, oh, well, I don't remember signing up for this ad, right? Because they were just not as engaged as if someone was actually like typing things, right? They were moving things, but that's just kind of the main reason.
Yeah, like if someone put, I'm a homeowner, I got 1,500 to 2,500 2,500 square feet, and I'm looking for a complete roof, and then they say I forgot, I didn't sign up for this. They're lying, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So like they're lying. You just gotta, yeah. Anyways, okay. Let's show the copy for Cairo, and then let's show the lead form, and then I want to actually talk about how you come up with your offers.
Mhm. And so for Kairos, I actually like did what Joel said one time, right? This is the kind of the copy he mentioned, where I was like, hey, get rid of paying for this much. It's possible. So I kind of follow the same framework and I did it with him.
And you can follow the same in roofing, by the way. Want a new roof for $0 covered by insurance? It's possible. You could
Yep.
literally take the same structure. Want a new kitchen for X amount? Like it's possible. Want a new want Invisalign for $99 a month? It's possible, right? Like you can just put in offer. It's possible. Then introduce the uh the owner of the business, then explain the benefits of it, and then go over the offer. It's pretty
Mhm.
simple.
Yep, yep, exactly. So yeah, that's the copy. Anything else you want me to mention about the copy or? Oh yeah,
The
the
lead form.
yep. Lead form I do for Cairo is a little bit different. For this one, because like these are really just my clients, right? I wanna praise them as much as possible. I always ask them like, hey, what's a good phone number to contact you? So they physically have to type what their phone number is.
Good.
Sometimes with Kairos or with really any niche, right? So you can do the same thing for roofing. You would ask them, hey, what's a good phone number to contact you? Because sometimes the phone number that automatically goes on Facebook is completely different than the phone number they type, or maybe they mistyped it, right? Um, Lots can go wrong. So I just ask them for the right phone number because this is how you ultimately reach them, anyways, right?
You
So
guys should add that. You guys should do a double opt-in. It's actually a good idea to do a double opt-in and on every form. And what I would actually do is take some question, like yes or no questions first. Like, are you looking to try shockwave therapy? Yes, no. What kind of pain do you have? Back pain, whatever. And they could click one, and then what's a good phone number to contact you? And then you go to the next form. That's how I would do it.
yep, yep,
Yeah.
A
yeah.
lot of
And I
these
also
platforms, sorry, a lot of these platforms allow autofill or pre-fill of forms. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Google, all these platforms allow pre-fill because they just want you to be able to just any kind of leads. They don't care about the quality in a sense. So what you want to do as an advertiser is create the right amount of resistance so you have the right quality of people that you're essentially allowing through the doors to the business. Go ahead, Faisal.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, you're totally right. Like, because I mean, that's kind of like your whole job. Leads are very easy to generate, but which leads are going to be able, like, what are the leads that are actually going to go forward, right? So, yeah. But the next thing I ask, right? So after the lead form, I tell them, hey, wait, right? Update. We only have 4 more spots open for our shockwave therapy treatment. So if you are serious about coming in and want to experience relief, like most of our patients, click the link below to schedule an appointment. And then there's like a link they click. Should I go into the link or
Yeah.
um
Why not?
I forgot how to do that. Let me see. Maybe I can like duplicate.
You
Actually,
might have to
no.
create, yeah, you have to create, yeah, you might have to duplicate form.
Let's see. Message for the leads. And then yeah, it's this one. So for each client for roofing, and this is kind of like a secret, not really, but like buy one domain, right? That you can use for all of your clients. Just one domain. I called it chiropracticoffer.net and just use it for all of your clients. So slash client number 1, client number 2, client number 3, and you can just duplicate it for all of your clients. And this is what this kind of looks like. I took inspiration from Gil and yeah, because this is how he does it also. But yeah, I just tell them, hey, you need to secure your appointment. You can either just schedule here or you can just give us a call and we'll schedule your appointment. And it has your logo. And also in the snapshot, all of this is in here. So you guys can just copy paste. All you need to do really is just remove the logo, remove the number, remove this, and yeah, change this. And that'll be it. You have all of it.
By the way, are you talking about Gil Valerio?
Yep, yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So
He's,
that is Joel's like one of his top students now. I remember when Gil first jumped into Joel's program, he's doing like 500,000 a month. So things that we're
yeah,
teaching,
he
like
went from like 3K a month when he joined to 500,000 a month
yeah, and there's
this year in Cairo.
you did like a spotlight session or some kind of podcast or something with him, didn't you?
Yeah,
Okay,
but it
so
wasn't recorded. This is recorded.
well, too bad. I can
Um,
go watch it then.
And
Wait, Faisal, so you've got this similar for roofing as well?
yeah, so same thing for roofing, right? It's literally the same opt-out page. Like they just go in here and you can secure a spot. But yeah, for every client, what I would recommend, or not for every client, just for all of your clients, just buy like a domain and call it roofingjobsoffers.com. And then
You could
the
also look, who knows if this is real or not. For the local, I still have no idea. But you could potentially install a pixel as well and collect data and do something with it. Again, for a local, I don't think it makes a freaking difference. I'm gonna just be honest, because it's just not enough data. But anyways, maybe if you're doing like massive lead reselling eventually to like a huge Cairo lead buyer, like I know for law, for example,
Mhm.
if you're generating thousands of leads a day, it does make a difference. But anyways,
All right.
Yeah.
I don't think it will
And,
for individual
one,
clients.
one last thing though. So something I do on this page is I ask them for their credit card, so they prepay before their appointment. I've had like probably like 10% of the people that come in, they just put their card
Really?
number. Yeah, and they just pay. So we never have to call them anyways. And they just go into the office because we have the location and everything in here, so they can just see it. And
So they
just press.
literally do that, just go to the office and you get the showed appointment fee.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So I've had that.
That's awesome.
So out of 100 leads that you get, let's say 100 leads in a month, 10 of them will literally just prepay. So you guys have that in the snapshot as well.
By the
That's
way, this is
awesome.
all being built into a snapshot. So if you do jump into a HighLevel account, you get this for free just because Joel is being nice and you're part of the workshop live, just FYI. So teams have built a lot of cool things for you. So take advantage of it. This is not going to be available outside of this.
Yep.
Absolutely.
What else do we need to cover on the fulfillment, Joel? Let's keep going. Tempo is too slow right
How
now.
much time do we have?
So we started at 11. It's 12:38. How much longer do we need for client fulfillment?
A little bit more, yeah. I mean,
Let's keep going.
we
Let's
can
keep
all right.
going.
So
You know what we'll do?
ads
We'll
ads
eliminate the Q&A and let's just get to the
Oh yeah, no Q&A today. Yeah. I think Q&A on the last day, on day 4.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's
So we went over roofing, we went over car, we went over the ads, we went over the targeting, we went over the lead forms, we went over the post scheduler in HighLevel, we went over the copy, we went over the income targeting to get higher quality leads. Now, Faisal, how do you come up with the offers?
So for offers for like all of my clients,
Yeah, and I can tell you what I would do, but I'm curious to hear. Let's answer that question and let's get into HighLevel.
so the way
Let's
I do
answer that
it,
question and go into HighLevel.
I just make it very simple. So I would go into ads library and I would see what everyone else is doing, right?
Okay,
So
that's
this,
what I was literally going to say. And I was going to say, try to figure out how you can be better than them.
yep, exactly. So for example, this picture, like he has a picture of him. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? But you can also like, for example, I just did a video, right? But yeah, that's literally it. So whatever Joel was gonna say, he already knows.
I was just going to say, guys, most of the offers are already on the internet. You just have to find them and then ask yourself, well, what would be a better offer than this? So for example, if someone is doing a $21 adjustment, what if you can convince your chiropractor to be the first chiropractor to do a $19 adjustment? You just beat everyone with a simple minor price adjustment, literally $2. Or what else can you add to the offer to beat everyone? If everyone is doing adjustments, maybe we offer shockwave therapy. Now we're the first practice in the whole city to offer shockwave. So it's a new offer. So you can literally just find what's already out there and ask yourself, how can I make it better? And then also, guys, I know we're rushing through this. This is like, I'm not trying to shamelessly plug myself here, Paulson. I'm just actually trying to add more context. If you guys have more specifics around how to do this, I have a ton of videos on my channel that break down client fulfillment, offers, all that nitty gritty. This should give you a high level of how to set up the ads, what should go into HighLevel. And then obviously you can explore it more deeply. So what were you going to say on this, Faisal, on the roofing?
Yeah, I was gonna say ads library. I just searched up roof just to search it up, just like see what everyone else is doing. This person wrote
Like that one's pretty good.
Yeah, that one is pretty good. Let's see, like you have a picture of him. So if you guys can convince, like for example, your client to do something like this, just take a picture of him, maybe like a testimonial. Hey, I got a new roof. These will kill it. I've actually tried it for some.
So like get a new roof for just 2,497. You could even be like, get a new roof for 1,000 if
Yep.
your client could do it, right? If the insurance is set up for that. Like, or you could just make it 1997 and you just beat him.
Right.
I have a
Yep.
question
Now
for
you
you.
have a better offer.
I have a question for you. Do you see that clients are more willing to work with you when you do the pay-per-show model and the risk is kind of shared versus like the retainer where they're like, hey, run my offer? Like
Once you have a big brand, hundreds of clients, hundreds of case studies, I don't think they care at the beginning. They definitely would prefer on a performance model where the risk is shared, where they don't have to just give you the 1997 a month or the whatever retainer and saying, I hope it works, right? At least they're saying, hey, I'm going to give you the credit, but I'm owed the results. And if I don't get those results, I get my money back.
Got it. And from a billing
So
standpoint, you have to kind of have some kind of accepted currency, right? Appointments or shows.
Yes, you guys have to go over that. I'm curious to hear how you do it, Faisal. Like I know right now, me and Sean Clark are working on a system where once a shown appointment happens, it automatically gets billed. So I'm actually literally working on that with the HighLevel team right now to make that process as easy as possible.
Turn it into a feature.
Faisal, I'm not sure how.
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
way I
do you?
Yeah. So for example, if someone shows up to the clinic, because I do paper show, like proper show, now I'm actually doing paper like prepay patient, right? But paper show, if someone shows up to the clinic, like at the end of the day, the client gets a message on their phone, right? And it tells them, hey, did this person show up? Type yes, type no. If they don't type anything, like the next day we call the person, right? If they type yes, they automatically get billed. That's how I do it. It's automatic.
Who calls the person? You or the client?
Yeah, my team.
So you will call the potential prospect for the client. So you're telling me you're handling some of the sales component of it as well.
So not really
Yeah,
this. Yeah, I guess yeah.
or the scheduling.
Yeah,
The
the
scheduling.
scheduling. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, you're
Mhm.
starting the sales cycle basically.
Yep. Yep. And
Cool.
I'll basically just
So
go
let's
over
go.
like we just finished the ads. Anything else about the ads I should share?
I mean, we could spend 4 hours on it, but let's keep going.
All right, cool. So now let's go into the Go High Level and the way I have it set up, right? So if this is a patient that I just kind of picked out because he didn't give his credit card info, so which is good. Um, for him, right, the first message I always send is I just tell him, hey, is this Aaron? And this is what Joel shared one time, and I just kind of took it and ran with it. And yeah, he replied. As soon as he replied, there's an automatic message that goes to him. They just tell them, okay, cool, thank you. This is the doctor. Obviously, it's not just an automatic message. And then it just tells him, can you tell me a little bit more about what you're feeling? He said, oh, I
This
have
is
neck.
really important.
Yeah.
Guys, you wanna qualify them a little bit and connect with them emotionally and get them to remember why they even signed up in the first place. Because if they are emotionally bought in, they're going to be much more likely to follow through to a call, pay you, and show up. If they're
Mhm.
just showing up for the offer and there's no emotional connection, it's just an offer. They'll forget about it. It's kind of like Black Friday, there were a lot of really cool discounts, but maybe you wanted to buy something at the mall or whatever. But if you forgot about it now, that's it. Whereas if you're like, I really need this, I'm emotionally connected to buying a new iPhone because it'll change my life in some way, shape, or form, you're much more likely to follow through. So I think I mean, I teach this as part of the process. Don't just go right for the throat. Like you want to build a relationship with people. This is a huge part of the process. Build relationship when doing appointment setting. This is the 80-20, and Faisal will show you the call and improve the point. But all right, keep going.
Yeah. So we asked them a few questions. This is just more of like a human thing, just so they can kind of like see, okay, cool, I'm human. I'm not like a random person
A robot.
or a robot. I know like you guys are going to be doing AI and stuff, so I'm guessing like also this texting part can also be automated. I'm not sure if you guys are doing that with. See,
Yeah, we're
that's
gonna cover that on the last
yeah.
day.
So it got even better. See, like now you guys can just innovate on this because I do it like automatically. I have a team who does it automatically. So I tell them, okay, cool, that's very interesting.
Even when
What
you do
kind
it
of
manually, but automated
yeah,
with a team.
yeah. So I have a team, right, who does
Okay.
it for me. Yeah, it's not automated, but yeah, I have a team who does it for me.
Yeah.
So I texted him, but my team literally just called him up straight up. And as soon as he texted back, because I mean he's already here, like he's in the chat, he's looking at it. So why not just give him a call, right? So we called him. It was a 17-minute call. Should I go over the
This is
call?
really important. It's 17 minutes, guys. It's not like a quick, hey, bye.
Yeah.
You're going to take them through an entire sales process. This is what gets people to show up
Hmm.
when they feel like you connected
Yep.
with them.
Yep.
I don't think we have time for the call. So what we'll do, Faisal, is this. I will at the end of the 4-day workshop, let's drop a few of the live recordings. Faisal, let's actually drop a few of the live recordings of clients you went through the process and closed on the prepay. And then let's just go through the script today.
Okay, cool.
But
Cool.
we will give you guys the recordings to these calls.
Yeah. Can I mention something here, Joel? So,
Yeah.
if you are in the medical space, if you're in the insurance space, financial space, there are regulations that you need to think about. So like if you're in the medical space, get into our HIPAA compliant account. Like get you know, a lawyer involved in how you do transfers and things like that, just to be safe. Everything that we're showing you here is not legal advice or financial advice. You do what you do when it comes to the way you handle your fulfillment. But these are things that you want to pay attention to. There's A2P and all these different things. So just FYI, I see a few comments of people asking, what about HIPAA and all these things? Those are all actually opportunities for you because HighLevel makes it easy where you can just simply upgrade to a compliant account to attack any of those highly regulated industries where you
I would work with a lawyer and I would work with HighLevel inside of their HIPAA account, accounts. I would say though, with compliance, this is me being real with you guys. Every lawyer gives you a slightly different answer. Like it's very tricky, right? But I would just consult with a lawyer. We're not lawyers. This is not legal advice. So,
correct.
proceed with
Yeah.
whatever you
If
feel
you
is
go
best
to
for you.
if you go to our marketplace, you could upgrade your account to be a compliant account. So GDPR, HIPAA, financial industry, legal industry, all those are covered if you just jump into our compliant account. So from a place of housing all the data, you can get a compliant HighLevel account, just FYI. But anyways, let's keep going over the script. I think that was the next thing that we were going to talk about, Joel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, but just one last thing though. So something that I did for him, right, is we actually send them reminders. This one didn't send, I'm not sure why, but we just tell them like this is an automated text, but we just tell them, hey, this is Dr. Torres. Just wanted to personally message you to say I'm excited to see you today. And a lot of people, if it did send, obviously, it would tell like it'd be, oh, I'm excited to see you too, right? It just gets them excited. So that's something else that we do as well that I have on the script or I have on the snapshot. So it just kind of like makes it more
What do you
human.
say before that?
Before that, I mean, on the script you said, or on the script?
No, on the text.
On the text.
Here's the
So
confirmation.
yeah, so I tell them, okay, cool, right? We make them pay first before their appointment. So we tell them, hey, right, for me to like lock in your appointment and confirm it, we have to take the Stripe. So we send them the Stripe account, or we send them the Stripe link. They pay, and as soon as they pay, they have to type yes to confirm their appointment, right? And then I text them, oh, okay, cool, here's the confirmation. Type yes, and yeah.
Which is a
Now I
very important. That's why I didn't want to skip over that. You're getting additional buy-in.
yeah.
See how many touch points they've had before the appointment? This is what increases the show up rate.
So where's the phone
Okay.
call? Where's the phone call in relation to this?
Oh, it happened above.
This
Said it's in
actually
the
it
phone.
Okay,
happens
okay.
in the this actually happens in the phone call itself.
As
So
well
most of
on
the time
top of that.
on the phone call, yeah, we tell them, hey, we send you a text, reply yes to it. So on the call, they have to type yes.
Oh,
Seriously, that's
Yeah.
great.
And now the way I have it, so you guys have my updated snapshot. With this one, I didn't have like a automated text. So as soon as they type yes, they get an automated text saying, thank you for doing this. So it sounds more legit, it looks more legit. And they're like, okay, cool. These guys are not scammers. Like they're actually real people. They have a system in place. Yeah, hopefully that made sense. I don't know if that
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going.
cool. But yeah, that's that, right? Sends them reminders. And yeah, here's the script that we have for the call. I always tell my callers, I give them this advice every single time, just so you guys know before you even get into them. And if you guys have a calling team, this is what I would do. Type FTS. F, that means like the script, right? That's what I tell my calling team all the time. All the time. Reason being, because like they're gonna say it word for word, and it's gonna sound super robotic over the phone, right? That's what I've, as a leader, right?
Humans want
Someone,
to connect with humans.
yep, exactly. So I always told my team, don't use the script, just follow like a framework. So for my team, I have this. I don't have like that script specifically. I show them the script. I tell them, hey, this is what it looks like. But I make them follow this. I tell them, hey, have a strong opening, build rapport, schedule, take deposit. Super
So
simple.
that's the framework. Strong opening, build rapport, scheduling, and take security deposit.
Yeah. And I tell them,
Four
hey,
phases.
be a curious baby, right? Just make them feel as if they were your friend, laugh with them, joke with them, make them trust you. That's what I tell my team. Instead of just four
And this
minute
is really important. A lot of people skip this. And Faisal said something really important earlier that was overlooked. He said the 80% of this process is in the scheduling, only 20% is in the ads. Yeah, so the everything in HighLevel that we're showing you is 80% of making this work. Remember, Paulson also asked me, why don't you just do pay per lead? And I said anyone could generate leads. That's the 20%. Like anyone could just throw up an ad, generate leads, even with crappy offers, even with crappy creatives, right?
Yeah.
So
Basil, can you show the framework that you were showing just one more time, if you don't mind?
Yeah.
So can you go over that real quick? The strong opening, so that talks about who we are, building
Yeah.
rapport is a humanized connection, and scheduling, right? So how do you do the scheduling? Is that inside HighLevel? Do you force all your clients to
Yep.
find at a HighLevel?
Yep.
Or okay, got it. And then the
So,
deposit as well.
yep. So deposit is also through HighLevel, right? In
Mhm.
HighLevel, we actually built this. So whenever, like now it's more updated. So you guys have this in the snapshot. I'm giving you like my updated things just so you guys know. So you can
Inside.
either tell the person on the phone, we either tell them like, hey, we can make it quick and easy. I just take your card number and I'll just type it. But I know a lot of people who we get on the phone with, they're not comfortable with this option. I know you wouldn't be either. So what we can also do is I can send you a payment link to your phone. It's very secure, just like PayPal, right? It's called Stripe, and we'll send it to your phone and you can just take care of yourself. Which one sounds like a better option to you? Most of the time, they're going to say the link. So we just send them this link, but it's not like Stripe. So here I had like a Stripe link. This was before, and not a lot of people were depositing. They would look at it, they'd be like, oh, this is probably a scam. But with this, you have a logo, you have a payment, it looks more legit. So
Got
yeah,
it.
that's
And when you do send over that snapshot, Faisal, can you go ahead and shoot us a Loom video that explains everything that's in the snapshot? Because there's a ton of people that's going to watch this on replay. There's going to be people watching this over the next couple of months. So yeah, like if you can just shoot me a quick Loom video that explains different aspects of the workflow and snapshot, that'd definitely be appreciated.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Awesome. So what else do we need to know about the fulfillment side of Paper Show? Joel, your camera went out. I don't know if you stepped out for a quick second, but what else is there we need to think about, Faisal?
I'd say number one thing, right? This is probably like the last thing I'll say is rapport building over the phone. Like Joel said, right? 20% is like making like doing the Facebook ads, 80% is calling the leads, right? To schedule them. But in order for you to take a prepay over the phone, it's so like it can be easy for you to do it if you know how to talk to people and you're good at sales. But for you to teach your team properly, it's very hard, right? That's what I've noticed after having a team member myself. So you want to make sure you have like you're actually role playing with your team, you're doing all this stuff. So
Yeah,
you're more likely to build rapport with people
And
because
you have a few options. You can also put this on your client. The way that we did it with my agency is we put this responsibility on our clients and train them. And we actually told them, if you want to do performance, you have to be willing to get trained. You have to be willing to show up to the calls. You have to be willing to follow the process. And if you don't, we're going to put you back in retainer. So if you want to be a growth partner with us, you got to do what we tell you. Because again, we're sharing the risk here. You do your job, we do our job. If we both do our job well, we both grow.
yeah,
And if not, we just bump you right back to retainer. So that's another way to do it. And again, have leverage.
yeah.
You're
Joel,
leading the relationship.
yeah, with my dental agency, that's what made me stand out more than anybody else is I would fly into the location, regardless where the dental practice is, anywhere in the US, and I would ask them, block off the calendar for 2 days. And I would literally spend 2 days teaching sales to every person inside the dental practice, not just the front desk, like everybody in there. So literally over the next like 2, 3 months, everybody's doing sales. Like the appointments that they have in the back, they're upselling. The front desk is getting transferred to new stuff. But anyways, go back to what you're sharing. Get off my soapbox here.
yeah, no, but that's actually true because like if you look at the biggest sales organizations, right, they always like they do two calls a day with two sales trainings a day, two like for like 5 days, right? So 10 hours of sales training. If they're doing that and you're not doing that with your own team and with yourself, like just you're not really like you don't have an agency, right? You're not like that's leadership. That's
You're just not
proper agency.
serious about it or don't know how to
You're
be.
not serious.
Okay.
Yeah,
What else do we need to know about the fulfillment of the paper show model?
I think that's it.
Well, did you go over the phone script?
Yeah, so the phone
Oh, no,
script.
yeah, I interrupted you. Sorry. Go over the phone script.
So the phone
Yeah, let's
script.
go over it.
Yeah, so
Let's
this
just
is what we always tell
rush
you.
through it. Yeah.
So we always tell them, hey, this is me, right? This is where we are. And I always tell them like, hey, this is where we're actually located. Because sometimes you'll get leads who are like 50 hours away and you go through the whole thing, and then they tell you, oh yeah, I'm in Warsaw. So it just makes no sense. So we always do this, and we all, because like we chat with them through the phone, so we tell them, okay, cool. I know we were texting back and forth a little bit, and you said to give you a call this time, and we asked them a question. So I know you mentioned on the text you currently have back pain, right? Yeah, I have that. Oh, so how long have you had it for? Oh, wait, you also mentioned it started about 2 years ago. Is that right? Okay, cool, cool. So let me quickly get you scheduled, right? So we do the report building, we do all this. It's obviously a lot more questions.
And go and by the way, go, you want to dig deep, like probe, be like, tell me more about that.
Yeah,
How is that affecting things in your life out, at work or outside of work with
yeah,
family? Okay, and why do you want to get that taken care of now? Like dig deep. But again, I think make it a conversation. Don't be a scripted robot.
yeah,
Let AI get them on the phone with you. Once they're on the phone with you, you got to be a human.
Right. Well,
So,
the prospects
uh,
also don't know whether you're the office or an agency. They're expecting to be talking to the actual office. So you have to present yourself as
yeah.
if you're representing
in a
that.
very good light.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
guys a secret. I'll say a secret real quick. So something that I do for my clients, I always tell them, hey, tell us how you like describe us your location as if like everyone in the area would know. So that's that, and I tell my VAs to do the same thing. So I tell them, hey, whenever you describe the location, tell them as if you actually live there yourself. So we're actually located near this Costco off of this street and this highway. Do you know where that is? Most people would be like, yeah, yeah, I know where that is. So it sounds like they're actually in the office.
That makes sense. We're by the Costco. You know where that is?
Yeah,
Makes
The
sense.
Walmart. Keep going.
yeah. So
So
that's the
then you get them scheduled.
right. We get them scheduled, right? And right, we tell them, hey, just type yes once you see it, the text. We send them the text. All right, wonderful. Just one last thing. We do have a very busy office, and I tell my team to say this word for word, this part. We do have a very busy office, so no-shows really disturb our schedule. For us to avoid any no-shows and for me to like lock in your appointment in our calendar, we take all deposits over the phone. So you can either just tell me your card number and I'll just take care of it for you. But if you don't feel comfortable, which I totally get, I'll just send a link to your phone and you can do it yourself. Which one sounds like a better option for you? Most of the time they're gonna say link. So
Interesting.
But
I
then
like.
you send the link over HighLevel,
yep, over
and
HighLevel.
then you saw that, and then they pay for it,
Yep,
and
they
then
pay
and
and then we get a Slack notification. And you guys have that on the what do you call on the snapshot as well. So you can just plug and play. But it sends us a notification so my team sees it and it just says to them, all right, awesome, thank you. The payment went through and I just updated the calendar as well. Thank you so much for scheduling. We'll see you then. And after the call is ended, we send them a personal message. So something like with an emoji as well. We tell them, hey, it was nice talking to you, David. Have a great rest of your night or have a great rest of your day. Right. So,
afternoon. Yeah.
yep,
Two
that's
two
what we do.
questions for you,
Anything
Joel.
else?
Two questions.
Nope.
Two questions. So the $125 target that we're shooting for per show, does that always happen? Is it variable? Is it like 80 sometimes? Is it 150 sometimes? Or are you just trying to get the
What do you mean?
average? You know how you said there's $125 per appointment that you're
For
basically
any time that we get, again, you have to determine what qualifies as a show.
okay?
When we did it with our agency, it was, hey, when we get you connected to a patient on the phone, they showed up to a phone conversation, bill them. Faisal, I think you're doing prepaid. So it's like anytime that you get a payment like this guy, now you bill the client, or they paid you already for the credits, right? So you would just remove one of the owed shows.
Got it. I guess my question is, how did you determine that 125? Because does the cost of acquisition, is that below the 125 or you're not even thinking about that?
I just want to, we kind of calculated like if I get them 20 patients, I want to make anywhere between 1,500 to 2,500 a month off of them. So I was kind of working backwards from that. Again, what would a retainer be? And then with my best clients, like one of the things I told Faisal is like, take your best clients. Like we even talked about this yesterday. He just partnered with $1 million Cairo. I was like, why don't you just, he was like, oh, they started at like $60 a day ad spend. I'm like, screw that. Let's get them on $500 a day ad spend. Like really scale with them. Because now he can make more from that one client than all of his other clients. up
Yeah.
until a point where there's market saturation, right? But at that point, you know, you focus on other ones. So I want to say something real quick. This is going to definitely be a curveball. This model works in various niches. So I know we're showing you Cairo and roofing because we quite literally are trying to show you an entire business model, how to get clients results, how to get clients, how to leverage AI over 4 days. So we can't show you every single niche on the planet, but it does work in other niches. I want to make that super clear. So you don't have to do one of the two niches that we showed you. We're just picking one or two because that's how we're going to teach you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that it on the script, Faisal?
Yep, that's it. And I feel
So
like,
what happens after that?
and after that, I mean, the person just shows up to the clinic, right? That's really it. Very,
And now,
very
how
simple.
are you say how are you currently tracking that?
So the way I do it is right now I'm charging them per show, so not like per prepaid deposit, per show. So as soon as they show up to the clinic, at the end of the day, they'll like the client will get an automated message on their phone telling them, hey, press this link if the person showed up, press this link if they didn't. If they didn't, the patient will get an automatic message, right? Hey, you didn't show up to your appointment, blah, 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 what happened? And then we'll call them the next day. So my calling team will call them. Um, and if they did pay, they just press on the link and we just bill them automatically. That's how I do it.
And then, guys, I want to state something. You guys, after we finish this workshop over the next 4 days, you're going to get access to all of the resources, the scripts, the ads. We can even throw in some creatives along with the snapshots. I'll create another folder called resources where we put everything in there for you guys. And Faisal will upload a few of his actual live calls so you can listen to it live.
And also, if you don't have a HighLevel account, you need to go to this link to get an account. Otherwise, you won't get any of the resources we're talking about. You have to jump into a HighLevel account right now because the holidays it's only 50% off for first 3 months on any plan, just as part of a bonus. I don't mean to be salesy. I truly believe in what we bring to the table, and Joel is adding all his courses to it. Experts are coming in like Faisal, adding snapshots to this. You're getting like 2 years worth of build out.
You're
Just
getting a business in a box.
literally.
Really, you're getting an agency in a box. So like, the really cool part is like all of this is already set up for you. All those responses, you just gotta get HighLevel, and you'll have access to all that if
Cool.
you haven't already.
What's what's next on fulfillment?
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot. So to recap, we've covered how to do the ads. We've covered how to do the follow-up and HighLevel, the texting, all that good stuff. We've covered how to actually get them on the phone and what to say to get them to show up. We've covered all that. Is there anything missing on your part during the last guest?
Is there a chance, Faisal, that we can take like 2-3 minutes and go over the workflow in the
Yep.
snapshot or whatever, like the high level component? I like to just kind of see the automations, just
Yeah,
like
of course.
basic level. Of course, everybody that jumps into an account, you're gonna get it. If you stay through the end of this entire workshop on Wednesday or Thursday, you'll get all assets essentially if you already have a high level account. But can you log in a high level and just kind of show the automations behind the fulfillment just at a glance? You don't have to, spend 15 minutes going over everything. By the way, high level will be a little slower when you're sharing on Zoom on a live and just in general based on browser issues, but wait for it to load.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait for it to load.
Thank you for doing this, by the way, Faisal. We appreciate it.
No, of course, of course. I mean, I just saw Joel sharing everything. One day I shared, I know, you know what's funny though, because I actually shared just a creative. It was like a what do you call it? It was a Friday event and in his coaching program, and I just shared one of his creatives, and ever since then he's just been begging me to do all this. So
Joel's famous
I
Friday.
yeah, I feel like to be honest, man, like I see your potential. The fact that you're willing to give just makes me want to help you out. So you literally get one-on-one coaching with me now for free because I just want to help you. You know, I yesterday we talked and I was like, hey, I'm going to make sure that I over deliver for you after this training because you're just here giving. So I think that's a great lesson for all of you guys in and of itself. Like the more you give, the more you get. And giving doesn't mean just giving away free courses. Like I know that's like a thing now, but it's like giving is also just having a desire in your heart to help your prospects, to help your clients, to help your team members, so on and so forth. And it just comes back to you. So, all right, let's go over this.
So what are we looking at here? What part of high level is this? I mean, I know what it is, but for those that are like, there's a lot of people in this call, Faisal, that doesn't know anything about high level. That's why I'm asking that.
Right, right. So once you have your client, right, you're going to create a sub account just like this, and you can see all of your clients here. Well, I have a lot, but you're going to see a lot of this, right? So you're going to have your client, and this is going to be the dashboard. This is where you're going to conversate with people. For example, I mean, I'm sending myself reply back messages, but for example, like people like this, right? We reach out to them. We can just text them from here. This is the conversations. This is because Paul, I know you mentioned this. Where do we do all the calendar stuff, right? This is where we do all the calendar stuff right here. You can schedule people in here. Very simple. And yeah, that's the calendar. This is the opportunities. This is where you have everything organized, right? You're gonna have all this in here.
The pipeline.
Yep, the
So that
pipeline.
replaces like your Trello, Pipedrive, that type of.
Literally, literally.
Yep.
So we have that, and then this is the automations. This is all the automations I have. So also for some people who don't prepay, just so you guys know, I have like a 6 hours after sending the prepay, they get a message, hey, prepay, 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 until they actually do prepay. Because sometimes we call them, they're like, hey, I don't have my credit card number. So it's hard to keep track of it that way. But yeah, that's that. And should I just go over the new lead or?
Yeah, just go over the new lead
Sure.
real quick, like 2 minutes if you don't mind.
Mhm.
And go over the next item.
All right, cool. So first thing, right, whenever you're making your automations, you add them into an opportunity, just kind of like Trello, right? You want to keep everything organized, so that's what I do. I add a tag to them. So for me to follow up with people, I follow up through tags, not through like the opportunities. So I have a day one follow-up one. I add that tag to them. I take them into a spreadsheet just so I can keep track of it for my client KPIs because those are important. As soon as you like right after when you get to like 10K and stuff. So we have reminders. So I send as soon as I send a Slack reminder. I send an email reminder to my VA. I send an app reminder to my VA, and we send them an SMS text. So this is the SMS text we send them. We wait 10 minutes for their reply, for the person to reply to the first text, right? And if they don't reply, we'll send them another text. So we'll tell them, hey, this is the doctor. I just saw you reply, blah, blah, blah. Can you tell me a little bit what you're feeling? If they
So
do reply,
who's covering the text cost when you're doing performance model?
so with text costs, I mean, I cover it myself, right?
Okay,
Right now. But I mean, you can also just have your client, because I know you can put your client's credit card info in here and they can just cover all of it.
cool.
Yep. And so if someone replied, I add a tag to them, replied, we send a Slack notification. Hey, this person replied, text them, go ahead, call them, do all
Who's
that stuff.
client Slack?
No, it's our Slack. So my VAs and they're always looking at
Oh,
it.
so
So
it's inform your internal team. Okay, jump on that call so you don't miss that on the prospect.
yep, yep.
Got it. Okay.
Mhm. That's that. That's how you do it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of the workflow. It's nothing, nothing too complicated.
I
Well,
think the 80/20 guys is getting them on the phone and having a human to human conversation where you get to know them, you make it very personable, you connect with them, not sounding like a robot. That is the 80/20 of all of this. Generating the leads, we literally gave you the targeting, the ads, the creatives. We literally showed you how to come up with offers. It's all there. It's not
Yeah.
going to change much. Again, like I said, 80% of agency has been the same for a long, long time. The real difference maker is, I'm going to just be very honest, Faisal's just better at calling the leads and connecting with them. That's the 80/20 of why he's winning. So um anyways, anything else that we didn't go over?
I think it's pretty clear so far. Um, Faisal, anything you need to
How,
share?
and maybe you can talk about like how you're setting up pay per show, like how you price it right now.
Yeah, so the way I price pay per show, and I'll just go into my demo presentation just so you guys see how it looks like. Just so you guys know,
Let's go.
I don't really follow my demo presentation like crazy or anything like that. I just kind of show them the pricing part.
Okay.
Um,
You do your demos over Zoom or phone
yeah,
calls? Okay.
so it's always
We'll
over
go
Zoom.
over we'll go over sales. We'll have a whole day on sales, but and I'll give you guys a demo.
Which one is it? My most updated one. Oh, it's this one. Okay, cool. So I have a 3-step system. I know Christian,
Okay,
he was,
don't tease now. Can you show the slides?
yeah,
You can't, don't tease, you know?
right. So I just go into the pricing part. Where is the pricing? It's right here. So this is how I do it. Tell them, hey, we have a $60 a day option. We have a $80 a day, and we have $100 a day. Most of the clients that we work with, most of the doctors, they most of them just choose $80 a day. But for the lower end, they always go with 60. It's a hundred and this is supposed to be 125. It's $125 per patient. And I have $1,000 that goes towards the credit fee. Obviously, I'm not really the best at sales, so I just asked them for 1,000. But I mean, you don't really have to be. If you can just explain them the process very easily, you should be able to get.
Yeah. And those of you
What do
that
you
are
go over in your
watching,
demo?
today's focus is client fulfillment. We are going to talk about sales and marketing over the next several days, just FYI. That is kind of the Joel Kaplan secret weapon, in my opinion. He's very good at marketing and sales. But the thousand,
I don't get, you know, it's funny because everyone sees me as like Joel just cares about setting and closing appointments. But you know, when I ran my agency and had over 50 clients that I personally managed the ads for and had every single relationship, I had a 100% retention rate over some months. So with 50 clients by myself. So it's like the fundamental problem with all of this is like you absolutely need an amazing product. But if you have no one to deliver that product to, it does not matter. It actually goes to zero. It becomes irrelevant. And where most people get stuck is that they never have anyone to work with to deliver even potentially good results. So that's why I focus. When I coach, by the way, side note, like I'm always coaching the entrepreneur, not the business. And I know the entrepreneur is stuck focusing on things that don't matter. So I aggressively push them towards setting and closing appointments. And I think over time, people have thought, well, that means that client results don't matter. But like one of the reasons why I actually wanted to start today with client results was to prove like this is the foundation. The only reason that Faisal was able to run the system is because he has everything dialed in. Like you can tell it's dialed in. So that's the only reason it works. If any of these pieces weren't dialed in, it wouldn't work. And now what's really powerful is you have the power to decide, you know what, I want to do a retainer. Like, and you have the confidence. Now that you know how to literally get people to show up at a local business, you have the keys to their acquisition, to their growth, which means you have the power to determine how you want to build a business relationship with your client. Whether you want to do pay per show, whether you want to do retainer, whether you want to literally be like, hey, I only want to partner with 5 people. I want 50% of the business.
yeah,
Now you have the power.
I would be putting my MBA hat on and trying to acquire the business over the next 3 years and being like, hey, let's just go 20% on the revenue. I'll handle all the marketing and sales. I mean, everybody
50%.
has their own way of, creating that recipe.
Yeah, so that's honestly why we started with fulfillment. It's because if without it, what I like about this model is it forces you to have everything dialed in. And then if you're like, you know what, I don't want to do pay per show, but I literally know how to get people to show up, which is what businesses want. Now you have the key to decide how you want to work with people. Again, if you know how to get your clients, you'll never have to worry about clients. Is there anything else that we didn't go over on your end? If not, we'll turn it over to the last speaker for today. We have till 1, or we have 45 more minutes.
I'm more concerned
Yeah.
about the recordings and the streaming more than anything else, because as soon as like 2.5 hour mark happens, it just starts crapping out. That's the only reason. But there's
All
plenty
right.
of comments in the streaming that's like, let the man speak for another 2 hours. So we
Hey,
might
I texted Paulson for the record. I texted Paulson this morning. I said, "Can I get 8 hours?" He said, "No." I love you, bro.
seriously.
You're the man.
Oh man. Okay.
Guys, honestly, I want to give. Can I just actually give you a quick shout out? Paulson took all the risk back in 2019. He said, guys, we need to start these educational series in HighLevel. And this is back when HighLevel was really at a, like it wasn't as big as it is today. So there was a lot of like moving pieces.
Yeah, we had less than 1,000 customers. Today we're at over 70,000 agencies. So this is
Yeah,
in
and
the early
by the way,
stage.
I was one of the first 100 for
Yeah,
HighLevel.
during that time, it was like, Paulson, something's not working. What's wrong with this thing? What's wrong with that thing? It was like chaotic because we're trying to build for the agencies. Now the high level that you walk into is not what it was back then. I'm telling you, you guys have a gem in your hands compared to what it used to be a couple of years ago. Just FYI,
And and I- and
over.
I'll tell you, Paulson, I'll tell you what, like I would not be here if it wasn't for you, because that, and part of why I wanted to bring guest speakers is because that workshop really put me on the map. It really did. Like you put your trust in me to over deliver for everyone. And obviously we created an amazing 10-day workshop and it put me on the map. So, I have nothing but the highest level of respect for you and a lot of love as well. And I think that
Course.
my hope with also bringing guests is to pass it forward, right?
Yeah.
Elevate other people, because now every single person knows Faisal, right? And it will continue to be a ripple
We're
effect.
having a
So
bro moment. We're having a bro moment. Let's
it's good. I like,
good
we
to
gotta be, we can't talk about being human,
I
and
know.
then like be all robotic. All
All right,
right.
Faisal, thanks
Uh,
for
I think
jumping
we're
in.
good, right?
Yeah. Thanks for jumping in, Faisal. I appreciate it. We'll keep you posted. If you can shoot me a Loom video so that way the follow-up for our entire team is a lot easier in delivering these things. Definitely appreciate it, man. Stay in the community if you're not already part of it, please. Joel, let's go with the next person that you have in mind.
Absolutely. Faisal, one last thing. Anything else that you want to share? Or...
Anything else I want to share? I mean, let's just give it all away for free. I mean, what else is there to share?
Love it, man. So I think you went over the ads, HighLevel, for the ads for two niches. We went over the calling script. We're gonna
Yeah,
give away the
yeah,
live calls as well at the end.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
nothing
One
else
last
really, right?
one last thing.
I knew
So
there was one last thing. That's why I asked.
I am running this thing. So I'm running the same exact offer that Joel is presenting to you guys. And I'm gonna take my Cairo agency. So because I have a white label and a Cairo, I'm gonna take the Cairo agency to 100K a month with this offer alone. And Joel and I were gonna do a podcast together on it.
Let's go. You hit it.
Let's
You
go
hit
up.
100K a month. I'll fly you out. I'll pay for everything. We'll have it. We'll get to hang out and we'll do a podcast.
Let's
And
do
maybe
it.
HighLevel will bring you back, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. Well,
So,
thanks for jumping in, Faisal. I appreciate it. Let's
all right, guys.
move forward.
So to kind of do a 30-second recap, at this point, we've talked about the model from a high level. We've talked about specifics of how to get clients results through ads, through lead generation, and through a little bit of lead nurture. The last way that you guys can get results for clients with this model is lead reactivation. So what we just went over the last like hour is how to generate new business, how to drum up new business for a client. They didn't have these leads, now they do. But a lot of businesses have worked with a lot of people over the years. For example, a chiropractor or a gym, right? They have thousands of leads from people that they've already worked with in the past. One of the easiest ways to grab the low-hanging fruit and to get clients also quick wins. Like one of the ways that you guys can just get a lot of shows quickly is by taking all of their leads that already exist and reactivating. And I'm gonna give you guys right now one of my campaigns that has proven to work over and over and over again for any niche. And we're gonna show you how to do a full reactivation campaign.
Can
Again,
we go ahead, Joel? Go ahead, Joel.
the two parts of client fulfillment is, again, lead generation with lead nurture, which we just showed you. And then the last piece is going to be lead reactivation. And I'm going to be bringing a very special guest. He's someone that actually manages all of our high-level accounts for all of my companies. And he is our go-to tech person for anything. Not only that, he's been a high-level ambassador since the start. and probably knows more about HighLevel than anyone else I know. Like he knows a lot. And he also has his own tech agency. So he helps people with tech. He helps people with HighLevel. I want to make sure that he's on right now. Yeah, he is. Okay, cool. So I don't know if you can bring him on, but his name is Aaron Delzensky. Some of you guys might know him.
Aaron,
I
what's
don't
up,
know if
man?
Aaron,
You should be able
you
to.
have to make him co-host.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
he's
did.
on.
I did. First of all,
Let's
before we get
go.
started, can everybody type in Aaron on the streaming just to get the engagement going? Like I'm seeing some of the comments. Appreciate it. Aaron and I met several times in person, I feel like in different events and things like that. Um, what's up, man?
What's up, Joe? Joel? Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, we've
hey.
been a couple times at some of the high-level events.
Absolutely.
Even
Um,
at Joel's event, we've met.
Yep,
So
yep. Aaron's a genius. I'm telling you, there's a few people that I call geniuses in the high level world. He's one of them.
By the way, side note about Aaron, this guy used to operate submarines, like actual submarines. And I was like, yo, what's the craziest thing that's happening? Or I don't know if it actually happened or what, but you were telling me about what to do if there's a fire underwater in a submarine. So like if he can solve that, he can help with HighLevel, you know? It's crazy. All right. Aaron, I don't know if you want to take it away, jump right in.
Yeah, whenever you
yeah.
share screen or whatever, just make sure you turn the annotation off. I don't know how to do it preset. I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
But Aaron, go ahead.
All right. I'll jump right into it. So let's get this sharing.
So guys, this is a reactivation campaign that I wrote. Now, here's the really cool part. It's a Black Friday campaign, but it can be used for anything. All you have to do is change the special occasion. So right now it's going to be the holidays. So you could be like, hey, first name, I'm testing something brand new for the holidays, for Christmas, for New Year's, for the summer start, for springtime, for Halloween, for there's like other stuff too. Valentine's Day. You could literally be like for March. You could even just put the for 2024. So you can just flip this with any occasion, given where you're at. You don't have to wait till next year to do this. To keep it exclusive, we're going to be rolling this out to the next 10 patients that reply it back, the next 10 homeowners that reply back. You're going to just change it based on your niche, right? This is something you're sending out on behalf of your prospects. Now, by the way, you can also use this for yourself. Highly recommend. You can also use this exact campaign as an agency to reactivate your own leads. Golden nugget right there. We use this every single year in Black Friday for our companies, and it crushes. Like we get insane results. So again, Aaron, like you could modify it for 2024 for New Year's. Like you could literally just change Black Friday with New Year's, and then now you guys can run it right now, right? So you want to send the first one ASAP, then you're going to send the next day 2 hours before the 24-hour period lapses. You're going to say there's only 2 hours left. And again, you're going to do this all through HighLevel. Aaron's going to show you how. On the following Monday, or a few days later, all you have to do, because there's no Cyber Monday, say, amazing news, we decided to extend our new program that we're testing for a few more days, for 3 more days. So you're just doing an extension of the promo for 1 more week. It does not really matter. You could literally say we're decided to extend our new program we're testing for 1 more week. As I mentioned above, to keep it exclusive, we're only going to be rolling this out to the next 10 patients, homeowners, whatever, that reply back. We're closing it down for good, though, after Sunday. So you don't have to put Cyber Monday. I want to make that clear. And that's it. Then literally at the end of the day, you just send that and
Yeah.
you're done.
And just so everybody has context to what reactivation means, what that means is you are bringing back old customers or old interested leads back into the business. right? So one of the first people in the HighLevel family, I want to give credit where it's due, is Rob Bailey, that coined the term database reactivations. So, we all have the same exact type of method. Jay Abraham, Frank Kern, Dan Kennedy, all these guys ultimately teach the idea of bringing back customers, regardless of what the naming conventions are. But this is something you add as part of the fulfillment, regardless whether you're doing pay-per-show model or not. This is a scenario that applies to all models as an agency, just in general. Go ahead, Justin.
Yeah.
Joel,
Aaron,
I also have your other database reactivation down here if you want to go over that.
let's just focus on the Black Friday one for right now to
Okay.
keep it simple. Yeah. Sweet. I think I'll pass it off to you now.
All right. All right. So first off, I'm going to just hop into, I have this database reactivation workflow here, and this is just the basic. So if you want to start, just get it up super quick, go basic, you can do it this way. So what you would do is, so I'll walk over building the advanced one out. This one is real basic. I'm going to show you first thing, it just sends out an SMS. So it sends out the text, which will be right here, the Black Friday one. And then you're going to wait a day. So you're going to put a wait step in, you're going to wait a day, then you're going to send out the second text, wait a day, send out one, if you want to do it on Monday, wait a day, then send out the fourth one. So that's real simple. You can send them out that way. The key to this, what you'd want to do is you want to go into the settings and you'd want to turn on stop on response so that when somebody does reply to this workflow, then they're not getting the automated messages and because you're going in and actually responding to them. But in the advanced one, we're going to keep that off because we're going to automate some of the responses coming back. So we're going to go build that one out.
Cool. And where are you at? The screen that you just pulled up, just be mindful, Aaron, there's a lot of people watching that don't even have a HighLevel account. So some of the basics you may just have to highlight a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, got that. So this is the workflows. This is my favorite part of HighLevel. This is all the automations, how you automate your entire business, essentially. The view that you saw was slightly different. It was beta feature. It's in labs. This is actually coming out at the end of January. So I just wanted to show that one. Compared to what you saw previously.
Yeah. What is labs for somebody who doesn't know what labs is?
Labs is any beta features that HighLevel is coming out with. And so they want to, that's the thing I love about HighLevel is they're always listening to their users and then they're testing things and they're giving us a chance to go in and turn these features on and test them out ourselves and then provide feedback to the team. And then they're going to make it even better.
Awesome.
That's the thing I love about HighLevel is they're constantly listening to us and making the software better, not coming out once a year with a 2.0 version or updates. No, they're constantly throwing out updates. That's why I think they're taking over the internet.
Cool. Thank you. I'm going to ask a bunch of elementary questions, assuming somebody's watching that doesn't know anything about HighLevel. Keep going.
Go for it. Okay. All right. So now we're going to actually hop into the automation here. We're going to build out this workflow. So I'm going to up here, click the create workflow. Now there's a bunch of different recipes in here. These are pre-built workflows that you can use. The HighLevel is already built out. But what we're going to do here is we're going to start from scratch. So I'm going to start from scratch. And it's now going to come to the blank canvas that you have here. Now, starting out with workflows, there are two main parts to a workflow. You have the trigger, which is the action that adds the contact into the workflow. And then the next part you have is the actions, the things that happen when a contact is in this workflow. All right, so there's two main parts, triggers, and then your actions. You can add multiple triggers, so you can add in different ways to get the contact in here, or you can actually add no trigger. And in this case, for database reactivation, we're not going to add a trigger. It's not going to be necessary for this. So we're going to start by doing the first action. And the first action following our script here is we're going to send out an SMS. So you can search for it here, or if you scroll down to the communication section, there's send SMS. And then from here, I always like to name my actions so then as I'm going through my workflow, I can quickly see what what each action is. So instead of just saying SMS, I'm going to name it to day 1. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over to the script here. We'll copy this script. And I'm going to paste that in here. So this is the message that will be sent out. However, we don't want to
Can you
send
just
out.
modify it? And can you modify it for New Year's too?
Yes, I'll do that. Okay, so first off, I don't want to just to send, hey, first name. We actually want it to say the contact's first name. So this is also going to depend on, does your client, their list of customers that they're giving you, do they have a first name in the list or not? If they do, then what HighLevel has is called custom values, custom fields, where you can come up and you can choose the first name. And so for each text that goes out, it'll put in that person's first name, also called merge fields, but in HighLevel term, they're called custom fields. And then down here, we're going to change out this from Black Friday to, what'd you say, New Year's?
Correct.
And then,
exactly. Just say like
and
patience.
yeah, we're going to go with patience. We're going to keep the Cairo theme. And so now this is the message that's going to go out to them. Save that. Now, the next thing I like to do is I always like to tag my contacts. So when you tag contacts, it's a great way to see where they are in their customer journey and what's going on with the contact. So in this one, I'm going to add a tag that's called DBR sent. Again, I name it. So then now that is, they're going to get the message, then they're going to get a tag added to them.
Why is the tagging important, Aaron?
Tagging is important for many different reasons. There's tagging, you can tag contacts to basically, so you can see in the system where they are in their customer journey, or based on different actions that they've taken interacting with your business. The other thing about contacts is you can use contacts for automations in your workflows. Maybe they'll only go past a certain step if they have a contact, or if they have a tag, or don't pass through the step if they don't have a certain tag, or maybe only add to a workflow if they have a tag, if the tag gets added or removed. There's a number of different ways you can use tags.
Yeah, it's basically for audience segmentation based on the customer journey.
Exactly. Yeah, better way of putting it, audience segmentation. All right, so next, after that, so after the SMS is sent, add a tag. Now we're going to wait for them to reply, because here we're basically saying, if you want the info, just let me know in the next 24 hours. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add in a wait step. Now, the cool thing about wait steps in here is you can just have a typical wait a certain amount of time, or there's all these other actions in here based on or different types of waiting. So if you're sending an appointment reminders, so someone books on a calendar, you can have a wait step that is before their appointment, say 24 hours before, hour before. You can wait for certain conditions to be applied. So for example, going back to tags, you can have to wait here until a tag gets added or removed from that contact before they move on to the next step. In this case, we're going to go down contact reply. So now they're going to get to this step and they're going to wait. They're going to be in the step waiting for the contact to reply to this SMS that we selected. So I'm going to name it wait for reply, or I'm going to say 22 hours because go on.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Because in here, Joel said 2 hours before the 24-hour period, so that would be 22 hours. But we're going to put a timeout in here, because what a timeout is going to be, for this case, 22 hours. So what this is saying is when they're on the wait step, if they don't reply within the 22 hours, then the timeout will move them on to the next step. If you don't turn the timeout on here, then the contacts will stay at this step forever if they never reply. So usually I almost always turn a timeout on.
It's a delayed push, essentially.
Correct. So SMS gets sent, they get tagged, and then they're going to be on this wait step. If they reply, say they reply 2 hours later, they'll go on to the next step. If they don't, and 22 hours hits, then they will go on to the next step.
Got it. I'm with you so far.
Got it? Cool.
I'm not a
All right.
techie, but I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this so far.
Guys, I don't know if it also, like, can I just say there's also incredible people that are more tech oriented, like Aaron, that are in the high level community that can help you. Like, I'll be very honest. I'm gonna just expose myself. I don't know how to do this stuff. I just call Aaron, I say, hey, help me. So you have a lot of people also in the high level community that are so good at the tech side and don't want to do the sales and they just want to focus. They love the tech. So like, you can also find these people. Don't feel like just because you don't know how to do this, that you can't do this, right? And you also can learn it. I also know that any single person that commits to learning this can learn it. Like, we're not talking about like physics here. The high level makes it very simple. Again, it's not easy, but it makes it simple. Like, so I wanted to throw that out there.
Just big shout out to some of the departments internally. We just launched a certifications program, if you don't know, like a month ago, where you can get certified as a high leveler, and you can also get businesses from that program that are looking for certified high levelers. So it benefits whether you're certified or if you're trying to get business off of it. But either way, jump into our certifications program. People just take it just to even learn high level as well. We just launched it literally like a month ago. But anyways, Aaron, let's get back to workflows.
And actually, Paulson, I got my live proctor exam coming up in a week and a half. So,
oh man, you better pass that after being on a workshop. I'm gonna get
I took that 3 years ago.
I know. I'm just
all kidding aside.
You can probably write the exam for us.
Yeah.
But anyways, waiting for the 22-hour reply. It's a delayed push. What's happening as the next step?
Okay, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a quick modification. I'm going to go back to the initial text up here. And what I'm going to do, because to make this a little bit more automated, so you can have your hands off and more focusing on the sales. So here I'm going to put in, if you want info, just reply yes to let me know next 24 hours. So I'm going to save that in the message there, because down here after the wait, so we're waiting for them to reply to that message. We're going to add in now when they reply, there's different ways that they can reply. They can reply yes, they can reply negatively, like no, or they just don't reply at all. So what we're going to add in now is called an if-else statement. So it's different branches to go down based on their action. I always name my steps, so I'm going to name this one replied, question mark. First branch is going to be the yes or positive. What we're going to do here is the condition to go down this branch, we're going to choose this one, contact reply, and we're going to say replied message. We're going to say we're going to say yes, because yes was it told him to reply yes in that message. Now I'm going to add another condition, because I'm going to change this to an or, because somebody might just reply back sure. So we say contact reply, replied message is sure.
And does it matter if it's like lowercase or capitals or like
no, this is not case sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to do that. Yeah, you can put capital or not. But now this is, I chose is. So this is the exact message, meaning their message only have to say sure. You can do contains, but you can do contains or does not contains. In this case, we're doing.
What about like yeah or yeah with the H?
So yeah. What I'm getting at here is I'm going to put a couple different ones in here, and so I'm just going to do one more, but then you can go and add more in that you want. So in this case, we're going to say yeah. Now, the other cool thing that HighLevel has in here is we go to contact reply, there's intent type. So I add this in as well, and we're going to say is positive. So this uses, actually, I'm not sure if it still uses Google's or switched to OpenAI or something, but it's Google's dialog flow. And so it looks to see, is the message, is it a positive or is it a negative intent? So that would cover yeah, yup, sure, yeah, yes, anything like that. But a lot of times I like to put these other ones in here just kind of as a fallback because this may not always be perfect on the intent type.
Got it.
And so that's going to cover our yes branch. And then when I click save, now you have the two branches here. However, I'm going to add in a third branch. So I'm going to come back into here, click add branch. This one I'm going to call other than yes. And you'll see here why in a second. So this one's going to be contact reply. Intent type is not positive. I'm going to save that. So now we have our three branches. We have if they replied yes, anything that's positive. If they don't reply in the 22 hours, then they'll come down this none branch because these two branches are for replying. But if they reply something that's not positive, it's like maybe they're asking a question, I'm going to send them down the other than yes branch. And this one, the only thing I'm going to add in is I'm going to notify the client that there's been some other message that came in. So the way we do this is we come down to communication again, and we're going to go to send internal notification. Here, I'm going to send an SMS. Let's select the type. It's going to be an SMS notification. Now, who do you want to send it to? You can probably do a signed user. You can choose a particular user. Most likely, you choose your client's user. For simplicity here, we're just going to say all users. And then here, what I'm going to say is, I already have, make this go quicker. I already have a message here. So contact name, so whatever contact is, replied with the following message. And then it'll have what their actual message was in here. So the client will get it and they'll see, oh, Bob Smith replied with, well, how much is the offer? And then they'll be able to see. So we got that notification there.
And by the way, Aaron, real quick, on Thursday, we're also going to be talking about how to leverage AI to help all of this process. And we're also going to be talking about how to leverage AI to leverage everything that Basil taught earlier today. So just wanted to throw that in there.
Okay, so then the next one going down, if they reply yes, something that's positive, what we're going to do is I like to create an opportunity. So I'm going to go down to create an opportunity. This is for your CRM, for the pipeline, to manage all your leads. So in this case, I'm going to do a create opportunity. I created a very simple pipeline called DBR, and then I'm going to put it in the reply.
You have to create the pipeline before you can come choose it?
Yes, you have to do that. We go to, so in the opportunity section here, you have the like different CRMs, but you have your different stages, and you'll have an opportunity card in here. So for each contact that replied positively, an opportunity will be created here, and you can move them down the different stages along the customer journey. So then you can manage your leads in the best possible way.
Do you mind quickly,
Now,
like 10 seconds of showing how to create a pipeline?
yes. If you go into pipelines here, this is the settings for the pipeline. You can create as many pipelines as you want, and you create as many stages as you want. So in this one, if you just said, or let's do leads, then say this first stage name, say you're running ads, maybe you want to do new lead. You can add another stage and then say replied.
Yeah.
And you can add several stages, say booked call.
Yeah, these are things
So
you
then,
want to actually talk to your customer and your clients and figure out what is their different stages in their sales pipeline and sales flow. So when you come back into HighLevel, you build it synchronized to their normal practice of sales.
exactly. So the way I like to talk to people about the pipeline and say, even when I'm building out high-level accounts for people, is you usually start at the pipeline. So I ask them, hey, what's the customer journey for your business? When a customer first interacts with, say, your ad or first interacts with you, all the way down to them becoming a customer. What are all the major steps that have to happen in your sales process? And that is, once I get the pipeline down, the major steps, then it's a lot easier to go through and build out a snapshot, build out a sub account, all the automations, build everything out because you know the client's customer's journey, and then you can map that out and have a great streamlined flow for their customer journey.
Got it. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then we'll click save. And so then you'll have that second pipeline created. All right, so now back in the workflow. So this is going to create the opportunity and the positive reply. Now, by default, it typically does put their full name in for the name of the opportunity, but you can name this whatever you want. I always like to have the custom field here of full name. So in the opportunity card will say the patient's full name. In the source, you can put a source in where they came from. So maybe just put DBR. And everything else here, you can just leave default the way it is. And so we'll save action, and now it's going to create an opportunity when they get to the step. Next thing I like to do is like to add a tag. Again, I always like to add tags on all the major steps so you can see where your customers are and segment them appropriately. In this one, I'm going to say DBR claimed because they came down the yes branch. And we'll save action. And next is we actually want to, since we sent this message out and they replied, now we actually want to follow up with them and give them a confirmation back that we received their message. So I don't want to send a message back immediately because I don't want it to always look like a bot. So if I do, I'm going to do a wait step. And I'd like to do, say, 1.5 minutes. Because then it's less automated looking when they get the message. It's not instant reply back.
You know what's funny also, Aaron? If you have like a bunch of like misspelled, like random jargon in there, they usually perform better because it kind of imitates a human texting versus very appropriate English.
True. And yeah, as much as I love technology and automation and all this and the AI, what I like to do is basically what Paulson was saying was I like to put in different wait steps. So for example, like on appointment reminders, I usually send out a 47-minute before, and I say your appointment is coming up in about 45 minutes. That way it looks more like human, like someone sent it out as opposed to automated. So I always try to get the little things in there to be less robotic. So then here we can say, all right, so we can put a basic message saying replying back, awesome, I saved a spot for you. Around what time do you think you might want to come by? And we'll name this confirmation. We'll say it. Okay, so we have that now. And then next, we could go put in another wait for reply and then more branches down. But before I get to that, I'm going to come back to the follow-up, which is the next couple of days. Okay, so we're going to say we sent out the message, waited 22 hours, they did not reply. So now they're going to go down this branch. So what we're going to do is we are going to send them another message. And so we're going to send an SMS. And we're going to come back here and we're going to grab the day 2. Grab this one, I'm going to put it in, change out this to the actual custom field. Probably could have changed it in Google Doc beforehand, but
Yo, Aaron, can I chime in real quick? Something super fast. So guys, also right now, Aaron's been showing you how to build an entire reactivation campaign step by step to awaken old leads in your client's database, right? Now, what's interesting is we're talking about how to leverage this for pay-per-show, right? So anyone that replies yes, you could also just call them directly and get them scheduled, or have your clients call them directly and get them scheduled. Again, you don't have to be the one calling, but the idea is you don't even have to make it super complex. You can also just, as soon as they reply yes, you can just go right into the same process that Faisal taught you earlier of like, awesome, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on and why you want this offer? and just go right into the same process. So the same calling process that we taught earlier is the exact same calling process that you can use here. And you can either call them as soon as they say yes, or text them a little bit, qualify them with some questions, just like we taught earlier, and then call them. And then also, you could use this outside of pay per show. Like one of the big things that we used to do in our agency is we would always kick off the first 30 days with this campaign, this exact campaign, because what would happen is you would get your clients a lot of quick wins. Now, I promise you guys, this campaign is proven to work. I've ran it in different niches. I've ran it for agencies. I've ran it for coaching programs. I've ran it for local businesses. So if you're like, Joel, I have no idea how to get clients results, you can literally just steal this campaign word for word, use it with clients that do have a database. They do need to have it leads, right? To reawaken. And you guys will be able to instantly get your clients great results. Now, the only warning is the clients do need to have a database. And if they don't, then it's like, cool, let's do ads, which we talked about earlier. But this will give you a very quick win. And then also, I'll say one last thing and I'll pass it back. We're going to be also giving away our Google review version of this. So right now, this one is based on reactivating leads to generate appointments again and generate business for the business. We also have a version of this campaign where the only goal of it is to generate more Google reviews. So you guys can also use exactly what Aaron is teaching you to plug and play either of both campaigns to get your clients great results with a proven campaign, with a proven method that we've used in multiple niches, multiple industries, so on and so forth. All right, back to you, Aaron. Sorry, I don't know why my brain was like, I got to make that point.
No, I think it's point well taken because like
It's my ADHD.
people don't realize there's millions of dollars worth behind what we're teaching right now, and we're just casually going through it like it's just just random. But there are hundreds and thousands of agencies that has proven what we're teaching right here on this reactivation. I promise you that. And most high-level agencies differentiated themselves in the early days by launching these while they were getting approved on Facebook ads and Google ads and everything. Because it used to take like 4 days to get approved, and it takes 3 days to build it out. So then all of a sudden, you have 7 days of window after your client has paid and onboarded, just waiting for you to launch. So these are things that you should pre-build just to have as like ramp up quick win experiences for your customers. Back into the workflow, Aaron.
All right, cool. So now, again, what I'm going to do is we send out the day 2 SMS. And now, again, we want to wait. We want to wait some time, wait for a reply. Now, I built all this out already, right? And I could go do it again, and that'll take time. But what HighLevel has in here, which is really cool and convenient, I'm going to come up to, actually, we're going to start with the wait step. I'm going to click on the 3 dots here. I'm going to say copy all actions from here. I'm going to put it down here. Now that takes that entire branch and puts it down here, and now I just make the modifications. So that's how we're going to build this out even quicker.
Is that new?
So in here, no, it's been there for
cool.
It's been there for a while.
I'm telling you, I'm not a tech like Joel.
You can copy a single action and move it, or copy all actions from in there below. You can also move. So if I want to move this whole branch or move a certain action to a certain spot, you can do that. That just helps building your workflows that much quicker.
Very cool. And I know you can transfer traffic from one workflow to another workflow by assigning traffic that way too, right?
Yes, one of the actions in here is actually called add to workflow. So they get to this step, add them into another workflow. Okay. Or when they get into this step, maybe remove them from another workflow. So the reason we want to do that, the remove from workflow, this would be, say they fill out the ad with your form, name, email, phone. Now you're sending them nurture sequence over several days. And say they book a call during that time. Well, now you don't want them getting automated messages of saying your call's coming up, but then the nurture sequence saying, make sure you book a call, make sure you book a call. So once they book a call, in the workflow, you'll have a step that removes them from the nurture sequence.
Very cool.
All right, so we're gonna come down here, and then I believe in this one was just, yeah, so then now we're gonna wait till Monday. So what we can do
But just
here
like
is,
you could do like 3 days later.
well, actually, we got another way to do that. Oh yeah. So we got to select this, and then we're going to do timeout of, say, in this case, yeah, 3 days later.
And that's the window, right? So if they do respond during that time, it'll just trigger off versus keeping them there for 3 days, no matter what happens.
Correct. It's the wait step, and it's waiting for the contact reply. And that's why you choose that SMS from before. So the reply to that one. So when they reply, they'll go on to the next step, which is the if else. If 3 days pass and they don't reply, then they come here. And then again, it's going to be based on the condition, which if they don't meet either of these two, which is a positive reply or a negative reply, then they'll go down the none branch. But now here's another cool thing that HighLevel has in workflows here. Because if I did this, now we get down here and let's make this day 3. Say you wanted to keep going over several days. And if I were to take this and I copy all this and move down here, as you see, the workflow is going to start to get pretty big and crazy. But where there's a little issue that's going to come in is whenever this is all about getting them to reply yes or somehow reply for this offer. So what if you wanted to change up your confirmation message later on? You'd have to come in here and change this one out. You'd have to come down and change this one out. But let's avoid all that. So quick recap. If they don't reply, they're going to come down, they're going to get a day 2 message. And then say they do reply yes, well, what's going to happen? It's going to be the same thing on this branch. So I'm going to delete this whole branch here, delete all actions from here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this handy dandy convenient action step, which is called go to. Save action. And I'm going to choose where I want them to go. Here.
Ah, okay. So then
So
you're on double.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, so they get the day 2 text because they didn't reply to the first one. Finally, they reply yes. You're going to get here, and it's going to take them up to the top here, create the opportunity, add tag, wait a minute, send a confirmation. Because the same actions are happening no matter what day they reply. And so I'm
Yeah.
going to do the same thing down here. I'm going to delete this, all of these. I'm going to add in a go to. Click save, and then you're going to choose which step up here.
First one, yeah. So it
Day
basically
3.
have one messaging for all that says yes.
Right, because now say I want to change this up, I just got to change one spot. I don't have to go to all these other spots and change it and maybe miss one.
All right.
And so then you keep going, and you can make this almost
Yeah.
as big as you want. So
Give me a one in the chat and the Facebook streaming if this has been helpful, just going over the workflows, even just in general. Like I just want to make sure y'all appreciate what we're doing. This is a lot of time and effort just sharing some of these things and built on a lot of IP behind several agencies, just FYI.
I think also a lot of people are asking about the snapshots. On the end of day 4, we're going to give you guys everything for free. Again, no pitch, no asks. At the end, we're going to give you guys all the snapshots. We're going to give you guys my 10 best courses for free at the end. So just because it's going to be a lot to do it as we go through this. So we're going to have all the snapshots, we're even going to have a resources folder with everything else that we covered.
Yeah. As long as you have a HighLevel account.
Yeah, you will need, yes, you will need HighLevel to import all of these resources.
As long as you
It
have
won't
a
work
HighLevel
for
account.
it.
Yeah. And the link to get a HighLevel account, if you're watching this, is gohighlevel.com/Joel-Kaplan-offer. We're doing a 3-month promotion because it just happened to be during the holiday season. It's 50% off for the first 3 months. We never do that, just FYI, on any plan, not just one or the other. And okay, let's keep going.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Paulson is Santa Claus.
No. When you give away the iPhone, you will become the Santa Claus, my friend.
All right, fair enough. I got you.
But anyways,
all right.
go ahead, Aaron.
Okay. All right, so this is pretty much set up. Now you can add in more actions. Say if they reply something other than yes, you can maybe create an opportunity, move them to like maybe there's another stage that's replied. So you can do that. A number of different things. This is more of just kind of the basic to get it set up. And then, so I'm not necessarily going to go through and edit all of these now for the day 4 or anything that you can come in and do that. And we'll have this all available for you. But I just want to show the main structure of it and give you some tips on how to use workflows, because workflows, in my opinion, are the most powerful feature at HighLevel.
It's the engine. Yeah.
Exactly. So a couple things in here. I'm going to go over into the settings. In this case, there's stop on response. You want to make sure this, in this case, you need to have it off. If you turn this on, it's not going to work. The reason why what the stop on response does is if they reply to any of the messages in this workflow, so if they reply to here, or if they reply to this one, any of these, they will get removed from the workflow. So this is the time you don't want to have stop and response on is for a use case of, say you did the basic Black Friday one, or the basic database reactivation, where you're not waiting for any replies, you're just sending it out on a standard wait period. And then you want to have a stop and response on. But if you ever have a workflow that has a wait for reply, well, you can't have stop and response. It's not going to work. They'll get removed and they won't go through that next step. The allow reentry, this is going to be, if they've already gone through the workflow, do you want them to be able to go through again? So this is going to be up to you. For example, if say an ad's running, they fill it out, they go through the workflow, say they go and see the ad again, they fill it out again. Do you want them to go through it again? Yes or no? That's up to you. And that's the other thing I'll turn on is mark conversations as read. This is for the automated messages that go out in the conversation section. They're not going to be marked as unread, just so it cleans up your conversation section a little bit more. Now that's the main thing for this workflow. One thing that I'll give a little advice on workflows, especially if you're new here, can be kind of confusing, and how do I build all this out? What I've done,
you get it as a snapshot, so then you don't have to build it.
But there's going to be other workflows that you want to build out for you.
You know what I'm saying?
So what I'm getting at is just a real quick thing. It may sound very boring, and I understand that it's not for you, you're techie, but if you just come into workflows and you click on the trigger here, the reason I know pretty much everything about workflows is because I've come in here and I've done this, and also I teach it to people, especially in Joel's group. But if you were just coming here, spend maybe 15 minutes, click on the trigger, go through and look and see what are all your options in here. Even click into them and say, contact tag. Okay, there's filters here. What does that mean? Click on the filters, see what you can set up. I am telling you, if you just come through and look at all of the triggers, this will get your brain firing off on, oh, what can I do? Oh, when an order is submitted, okay, I can automate my business that way. When they start a lesson in a membership, okay, I can do some automations that way. Then the next step, I would go to the actions and do the same thing. Just go through and click each one, kind of familiarize yourself with what is possible with workflows. And then that way, when you're going through your day-to-day actions and you're realizing, oh, I'm doing this all the time repetitively. Well, I remember there was that, oh, I can automatically add a note. Okay, let me go build a workflow out for it. Automate my business. And when you do that, then you can focus on what you do best, which is serving your clients. That's why I love automation so much. So you can have the day-to-day tasks taken off your plate and let the system do it for you. So that's a little tip that I have. Go through the triggers, go through the actions, see what's possible, and that'll get your brain spinning.
And just a real quick to add, so whenever you guys are in the Facebook group, especially those of you that are part of the 70,000 agencies already in the HighLevel family, when you see Sean coming at you live Monday through Monday on a new video, some of those features are going right here, and he's providing context really to new things that are coming. And right now we're at like, I don't know, 400 or 500 features. Our goal in 2024 is to get to like 2,000 features and really move from like being like a CRM company to really being an operating system that gives you the freedom to build whatever you want. You just got Legos of different types of pieces, and you can be very creative in creating the, whatever you want to do. So our teams will continuously build things out as long as it's relevant. You can't just build that bunch of stuff for yourself and it doesn't matter to any other agency. So go to the ideas.gohighlevel.com board, put in your ideas of things that you would like to see built out, and really we will take a look at it. Whether you're small, big, it doesn't matter. We'll check the relevance of it and actually build it out. Aaron,
Also,
anything
like,
else? Yeah.
Paulson, I know it's very tempting to get confused with tech stuff. Always go back to first principles, right? Like, this is very simple. Like, again, is it technically complex? Yes, but the overall strategy is simple. We're taking all of our clients' leads, we're uploading them to HighLevel, and we're doing a blast to get people to respond to a new offer based on the text message that we've sent out. That's what's happening here. And once they respond, we call them, get them scheduled, charge per showed appointment. Because I know it could be really easy to get stuck in like the weeds. So
Yep. Go ahead, Joel.
or you can just
camera-
call Aaron.
my
That
camera.
works.
Call him.
Yeah.
Drop your phone number in the chat, Aaron. Just kidding.
Maybe. Okay,
I'm
then
just kidding.
I'm going to show just 3 more minutes how you actually add people to the workflow here. So first off, when you're done, you'll want to turn it on. So publish and save. And now I'm going to back out of workflows. I'm going to go to my contacts. Now there's several different ways you can add them, but I'm just going to show this way. So in here, now this is all mock data that I've added in here, so don't worry, this is not real stuff. But so these are mock contacts in here. What you would do is you would get the contact list from your client, and you would come into the contacts here, you click import, and then you would upload a file. It's going to have to be a CSV file. And when you do that, you're going to map all the fields, get all the contacts imported. Once they're imported, what you're going to do is you're going to select all the contacts. So in this case, there's just, I think, 10 in this account. I won't get into it, but there's smart lists. So you can come in, you can filter out and pick specific people that you want to send. In this case, we're just going to select everyone here. And all you have to do is click on add to campaign or workflow. Click proceed, choose that workflow. And then now it's going to be dependent on how big the list is. You probably don't want to send them all at once if they have 20,000 people.
Yeah.
Probably high for local business. But so in that case, you want to do in drip mode. You have to name it. And then this is where you would choose when you want it to start, how big is the batch quantity, maybe 100 at a time, maybe wait 2 hours. And then you would click add to campaign, add to workflow, and then they'll start going through that workflow, getting the messages sent out.
Yeah. Quite often you want to match the hours of the business as well. If they're open from 11 a.m. to 3, then it doesn't make sense to run those while nobody's attending the phone calls. Like there's nuances that you'll find in certain industries as well.
Yeah, and he's talking about right here, say they're open from 9 a.m. to 3:30, and you choose what days. So then say it gets to 3:30 on Wednesday, and there's still more people, it will wait until Thursday at 9 a.m. and send the next batch out. That's what Paulson is getting at.
Yep.
All right, Joel, is there anything else you wanted me to go over? I think that's pretty much everything I had.
I think no, so like just to recap, guys, today we covered how to generate leads with ads for both Cairo and roofing. By the way, on the last day, I'm going to be giving out a free course on YouTube ads and TikTok ads. So that'll show you how you can take the exact same ads we showed you today for Facebook and run them on YouTube and on TikTok. We talked about lead gen. We talked about the model overall, how it works, how the pricing is set up, all that good stuff, why it's valuable, why we recommend this model. And then also Aaron showed you guys how to reactivate leads if your clients already have a database of leads to reactivate. And this is, again, just a way to just grab low-hanging fruit. Instead of going out and paying for new leads, you're essentially taking leads you already have in your pipeline and reawakening them. So that's it for today. Day 2, guys, we're going to go over, just to give you guys a quick little teaser, we're going to talk about how to get clients for this offer through Instagram DMs, how to get clients for this offer through cold email, and how to get clients for this offer through paid ads. So we're literally going to show you two free prospecting strategies that you guys can implement immediately to start getting clients, and one paid prospecting strategy that you can implement if you're ready to invest in your agency and move a little faster. We're going to break down everything. I'm going to show you guys how to send the DMs. We're going to break down conversations in Instagram. We're going to show you how to set up the cold email, how to send out the messages, the scripts. We're even going to show you the ads for pay-per-show, the funnel on HighLevel. Everything that you guys need is going to be given to you tomorrow to start getting clients. So that'll be day 2. Paulson, thank you so much for having me.
For sure.
Guys, sign up for HighLevel, okay? Stop messing around. Stop. I can't say it. I don't want to drop the B word.
I like the passion. I appreciate the passion. I know
I'm pretty intense. It's like we're giving you guys all these things. You do need the software to make all this possible. And like, we're being honest about it. Like, yeah, we obviously want you to sign up. Like, I'm an ambassador for HighLevel. I believe in HighLevel. They've supported me and had my back since they launched, really. Like, they were working with my agency as one of the first few agencies ever, when it was literally just two-way text and email and like a basic CRM. We're like, oh, you can drag stuff. That was it. So yeah,
But
I'm excited.
that's good. So, Aaron, first of all, thank you, man. I appreciate you, Faisal as well. If you're watching, if you're still in the call, these guys have plenty of things to do, and they're busy people. So appreciate you jumping into the call. And if there's anything people may ask, I'm sure you're active in the community as well. So feel free to reach out to them for whatever you need, and they might be able to help you as well. So just one more time, if you are watching this and don't have a HighLevel account, this will be limited to this workshop. In order for you to get all the courses and all the snapshots, which is really the main thing, is the snapshots, you need to have a HighLevel account. So go sign up, go highlevel.com/Joel Kaplan/offer, I'm sorry. 50% off. And I hate sounding like salesy when you know what you're talking about is like very valuable. And I don't
Paulson,
even
you're Santa
I am like,
Claus.
yeah,
You're gifting people.
I'm gifting
You
people.
take the
You give them what they want, so you give them what they need, because we know what they need as agency owners in the past. But anyways, we'll see you tomorrow, and wish me best of luck when I stop this call so the recordings will start rendering properly. Anyways, if it was helpful for you, give us a 1 as a thank you for day 1 in the Facebook.
Yeah, drop a 1 in the chat.
Yeah, or
drop a 1 in the chat. Show
some
some love.
kind. This takes a lot of effort with our teams behind us. Jordan Matthias, he sat for like the entire time fielding
He is
everybody.
crushing it.
He's like,
guys,
everybody's behavior.
I said to people, we're giving away all the courses, all the snapshots, all the resources on Thursday. You guys keep asking him in the comments, when are we getting the courses? And he's so nice. He keeps answering Thursday.
I know Jordan's like super professional, and so I appreciate you, Jordan. Ethan as well. I'm sure Ethan will be in one of the calls as well. But anyways, we'll see you tomorrow.